Content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A Leeds woman is under arrest in Florida for traveling to meet a minor for sex. 53-year-old Tracy Heinfield is also charged with cyberstalking, electronic solicitation of a child, and tampering with evidence. Heinfield told police in Walton County that she was with a male teenager at the Santa Rosa beach because she was checking on that teen who was a friend of her son. However, the teen revealed more to police upon questioning. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
For reliable electrical services in Central Alabama, trust the experts at Crosby Electric. Crosby's licensed and insured electricians are ready to tackle any project for your home, from troubleshooting, repairs, to installing new lighting and preventive maintenance. And Crosby understands the need for quality service for small business. Crosby is big enough for the largest job, yet small enough to bring real value. Visit CrosbyElectric.com to schedule your service. Crosby, powering Central Alabama with excellence.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is a top country. We live in the southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program here on a lovely Wednesday out of Montgomery, Alabama. I'm your host, Joey Clark. In the studio, my trusty co-host, Eddie Bader. How you doing today, Eddie?
Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Yeah, 65.
Succumbed to battle of cancer, pneumonia, and cancer.
Secondhand Lion. Great movie.
Tombstone also.
A really good
one. A lot of folks pointing out his first movie where he showed off his Juilliard skills of dancing and singing too is a Top Secret, old screwball.
That's really, it's an old 80s movie. I didn't think, wow, Joe, you pulled one out of your head.
Well, I saw it on X today. And seen clips. I don't think I've seen the movie. So
remember, he was also Batman.
Yeah.
When he was Fatman.
Yeah, that was... It's better than the George Clooney one.
I agree with you 1,000%.
It's not Michael Keaton. It's
no,
not
but it grew on me. It did grow on me.
And I think I'm going to have to watch Tombstone tonight.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one.
He's fantastic in that movie. And also that scene in the latest Top Gun where Tom Cruise insisted on it.
About that too, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going on today. A lot of folks are reminiscing about those great movies Val Kilmer was in, and that's a great way, I think, to honor somebody that we don't know, that we have a parasocial relationship with, but we all seem to care about these stars that embody these characters. And sometimes those stories stick with you. Going on today, it's apparently, quote unquote, Liberation Day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
where Trump's going to make a big announcement right near the end of our show here today from the Rose Garden. So we'll see. You already see a lot of other nations balking at it's kind
of like an equalization day.
Yeah,
we're just equaling it out.
And of course, the Alabama legislature is there today.
You
They're
there?
still in session. I went down there for a second.
How was that?
It was all right. I always enjoy talking to this gentleman who's on line one. Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show, was on his show this morning. He's also editor-in-chief at 1819news.com. Hey, Jeff, how you doing since we saw each other?
Doing well. It's about the same, I suppose, as when you were here, 3 hours ago?
Yeah, well, I poked the bear a little bit. I liked your rant on your show about this rumor, the whispers of gambling. Are they really, with a few days left, actually entertaining this?
I'm more offended by the media campaign here than I am by the actual effort. So essentially, like, in the last probably 64 hours, there's been like 10 separate different stories talking about Mr. Smith goes to Washington, Greg Albritton, which could not be any less of an authentic representation of him. Just trying to get gambling done for the people of this state. He's just a man. He's rolling up his sleeves, and he is going to go do the dirty work and get this state right on gambling. And if we didn't have trusted lawmakers like Greg Albritton, we would, the state would be in such disarray. But he's going to come and he's going to bail us out on this one, and that's essentially like these pieces. And like, you go down the list here: WSFA, Yale.com, Alabama Daily News, Yellowhammer News, WKRG, Lanyap. They all got these kind of pieces, and you look at them, and they're all. It's not like you just sent out a press release and everybody followed along. These are all like real pieces, and something's pushing these. And I'm just telling you, like, from my point of view, watching it, it just reeks of just a dumb AstroTurf campaign.
Yeah, and I like that dumb AstroTurf. I like that a lot. And in fact, I don't know Greg Albritton well, but we've spent some time together here on the program, and I almost feel like he himself would laugh at these pieces if you read them to him. Like they're.
Because he's not that guy at all, right? He's Mr. Right. Horse Creek Indian, you know,
and he's honest about it.
Right. Yes, those are his constituents. You know, he is serving them, and he is. He's Mr. Prisons. It's got all those prisons where they go and when we execute a person, you're probably getting executed in Greg Albritton's district. It is not a. It's not a place where they're unashamedly, like, state government plays a role in our district, and this is what we're going to do. It's not some ideological place where if we could just get the right people in and the right program here, it's prosperity it's utopia till the end of time. And that's not the way they think.
Yeah, and it was just fitting as I was riding in to meet you down there at the State House that I saw these "We Won a Lottery" signs, not just in the median of Atlanta highways and Mexican County Downs, also right on the lawn of a church right across the road. And I'm like, I don't think the church authorized that, but that's a perfect. Joey, describe Alabama politics. So, like, just take a picture of that. Like, there you go. I think that sums things up. Now, is there any, like, in terms of the scuttlebutt behind the scenes, is this got any chance? I think I'd be really surprised if it does.
I had Senator Stutson, and I asked him that question, and he doesn't think it has a chance. It's funny, once driving the media, like, this thing has a shot versus what I'm hearing in the hallways. It's like two separate universes. And it says on one of our fellow radio show brethren, Dale Jackson's show, and he's drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, he thinks that because there's all this media buzz, it's a realistic thing. And I'm just like, no, there's just not the votes there. You go and you poll the members individually, and you will not get enough votes. You will not get that 20, 21, whatever it is, 3/5 majority needed for a constitutional amendment. And no one even thinks it's close. No one believes it. I mean, you could do the math, and you could say, well, they lost Greg Reed. He was a yes vote.
Yeah.
He's going to work for Kay Ivey. Then you get Greg Albritton back, who voted against his own bill, by the way, last year to kill it. At best, you're at a wash there, and that's still not enough votes. And we have a new pro tem. As I mentioned, Greg Reed left to go work for Governor Ivey, and Greg Reed. Now you have Garland Gudger, and he said, "Hey, I'm not going to bring this to the floor unless we have a vote or two to spare, because I'm not going to risk something happening and us getting embarrassed again like we did in 2024."
Now, I'm looking at a top headline here at 1819news.com. Legislature finalizes $500 million increase in mega prison bonding authority. So $500 million. What the heck is this?
This means they're probably going to spend $500 million more on the Elmore, the Escambia County Prison. I just thought it was important to put some stakes in the ground and say that, Joey, is there any reason to believe that these people here in this building will not find a way to spend that money in that bonding capacity?
Of course. Was it Rex Reynolds who pushed this? He's from Huntsville, State Rep Rex Reynolds, folks, and he's saying, no, it's just as a backup. You don't think Rex is being straight up?
He's a general fund chairman. I get it. Like, he's got to do that. But this is what they said in that special session. It was a 2021 special session, and we were told it was going to be great, guys. Here's how they were going to do it. We got this COVID money. Yeah, sure, Georgia and Tennessee, they're giving their citizens tax breaks and gas tax holidays and grocery tax holidays. We're not going to do any of that stuff here. That's insane. That's money mismanagement. We, in Alabama, are going to spend it on a prison. Oh, well, but wait, there's more. And we're not going to have to bond that much because we got surpluses in the budget, and they did. And then we'll just have to borrow just a little bit, and it won't even be that much. You'll hardly even notice it. And they allocated $1.2 billion, and then before any of the cement was poured for the foundation of the Elmore County Prison, they'd already blown through the entirety of the $1.2 billion. And now they were only able to build one prison with that money. Now they want more bonding capacity, and that's what they're doing.
Oh, here we go. Well, and then on another front, is this Republican-led government, this Republican supermajority in Alabama's government, going to raise taxes on overtime workers?
Yes. Now, there's some hurt feelings here. Anthony Daniels boxed them in the corner in 2023. They weren't really come up with good tax cut policy in this building. They were kind of like, we need to pay down debt, or, there was a lot of him and then Holland, and then here comes a Democrat leader. Hey, I got an idea. Let's do this tax cut. And it's hard for Republicans to say no to tax cuts, right?
Right.
And now something happened with no question about it. They underestimated the cost. I don't know where they come up with a $30 million number. That's insane. But it was way lowballed, and it's going to be more like $200 million, right? Is what. But keep in mind, guys, $10 billion education budget. So How much of a drop in the bucket? $30 million versus $300 million. And they kind of got boxed in the corner by Daniels, who, they would be insane to oppose it. They said, well, if we're going to spend $300 million on a tax break, let's do something where we get more bang for the buck. They could say broad-based, but where we get, I guess, more votes out of it, or more, more of our constituents are impacted by it. And they took a good sliver of the pie here. And instead of just kind of keeping it the status quo, which I think is like a pro-production, pro-workforce sort of tax cut, they just took the other penny that they were going to be statutory obligated to take off on the grocery tax anyway, went ahead and took it off. And then there's a couple more of the deductions that they're increasing on your state income tax. So that's what they did with it instead. And the argument there, like I said, was, well, how many people actually earn a hourly wage and earn overtime versus, hey, how can we get more, I guess, more of a political bang for our buck in it?
I hear what you're saying, and I hear the argument. It's just, it seems, especially I look to our West, and there's Mississippi just completely scrapping their income tax. I think there are states all around us in the region or our next door neighbors that are kicking our butt on tax policy. And I would say do the grocery tax, do the expanded deduction, and leave the tax exemption on overtime. As you just pointed out, we have a massive education trust fund. You just bonded out another $500 million for prisons. Like, I don't know. This doesn't strike me as deeply, say, conservative.
No, I don't think it is at all, because we're not talking about cutting spending at all.
Right.
We still got to have a certain percentage growth in both budgets, general fund and education trust fund. So this is the next interesting point. Arthur Orr, I think he's an honorable gentleman, but sure, his priority is to protect that ETF, and it's not necessarily it's protect the ETF at all costs and don't let us go into proration, versus like a real policy of like just cutting budgets and telling people no, saying no, instead of just saying no to them, saying we're taking this back from you. Actually, no more teacher pay raises, none of that stuff. And they're having a hard time with that. They just gave like paid parental leave to teachers last week. So anyway, he says, well, what we need to do is start looking at ways to end our income tax, because it puts us in a competitive disadvantage. He's talking about like the total tax reform in Alabama. The problem is we just don't collect a lot of property taxes. We have a low property tax. So you eliminate roughly the state budget's for $14 billion or so.
Right.
And about $7 billion of that is income tax. And if you're going to eliminate the income tax, you got to make up for it somewhere. Where is it going to come from? They're not going to raise property taxes. The other problem is you have segregated budgets. The state of Alabama spends by a matter of more than three on education than ever it does anything else combined. I think you would have to like do away with the two separate budgets, make one budget to get this done. I don't see that happening. The education lobby in this state's too strong, and because you got to have some wiggle room there, and you'd have to stop like just allocating the sole discretion to these income taxes and whatever you're collecting. You have to raise property taxes. It can't just be earmarked directly toward education spending or toward, however they do it. You're going to have to like revamp the entire system. And if you think that's happening in this town, it's insane.
Well, I like though that Arthur Orr who is a smart fella, is saying this. I mean, I've been saying this for months, right, Jeff? I kind of want to combine two budgets. I want to see an overhaul. I think we'll find a lot of things in an overhaul and combining budgets beyond just the dollars and cents. It would almost be an impetus to do a doging of Alabama, but I believe Senator Orr said that won't happen until the next quadrennium. And I also would add, you probably need an outsider who didn't come up in the system who becomes governor of the state, who can sort of take those licks from, say, the education lobby and is willing to pick that fight. A lot of pieces need to be in place to do this.
And one more problem with it is you got to change the Alabama Constitution.
Ooh.
I mean, you'd have to take out language. Bob Riley tried this, and the people in the state just didn't trust him, right? They're like, you're not going up on our property taxes because you just go up on these other taxes. You don't need constitutional green lit to go up on. And people said no to that. So, like, the idea that, in theory, it could happen, but they'd have to change the Constitution. I just don't think you have enough trust in state government to do that.
Oh, well, we'll see. But at least somebody like Senator Orr is having the conversation.
Talking about it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a progress of a kind. Well, I always appreciate your time, Jeff. If folks want to check out what you're up to, how can they do so?
It's x.com/Jeff_4.
Appreciate it as always, man. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks for having me on.
Again, that is Jeff Poor, host of his own radio show there and editor-in-chief at 1819news.com. I mean, I saw you shaking your head over there.
It just bothers me. It really, really bothers me. And, I'm not somebody that works overtime anymore. Part of my life I did, but it's just, it's very counterproductive, especially we're supposed to be Republicans at this point. And they're just, I want to doge it. Just doge it.
Well,
Joey.
and then like say you do want to go up on property tax, you're not talking about like you remove income tax, you go up a little bit on property tax. You're not talking about the vast majority of the population necessarily being upset by that.
No, you're
but
not.
Everybody who has money and a lot of say out of state people that have bought land in Alabama for that particular reason.
It's cheap.
And it's a great way to preserve wealth over time to buy land.
But there's also it's time for us to start looking out for our own here in this state.
And you go, well, how does Florida pull this off? Because even DeSantis now wants to get rid of property taxes. And I'm like, well, Florida taxes transients.
Yeah,
Florida has
lot
a
of that.
booming,
They do.
amazing tourism industry, and as well as
they've
other
got
things.
A lot of shipping down there.
Yes.
Yeah, real
The
estate,
space
you name it.
industry is now
Yeah.
big down. They have a lot of things where they don't have to tax their population directly at the state level in order to bring in revenue. Same with Texas. Think of the oil reserves and
Well, same in Alaska too. But
Right.
if we had, and I don't mean to be ugly, but if we had just better way, open-minded people running it, instead of saying, well, this is the old guaranteed way of getting this money in off the people's backs. If they did their little bit of homework and go, you know what, there's some other ways we can do this to make it easier and relieve the worker just a little bit.
Now, I think somebody like Coach Tuberville would be willing to have the conversation.
doubt.
If he runs for governor, I think Will Ainsworth would be willing to move
I
down
would hope
this
so.
road as well. Just my sense of the guy. I like that he didn't grow up in the system. And in fact, he's risen very high in Alabama's government at a young age with a lot of success under his belt. So I like the conversation of big changes, but they're right. What, next year, everybody's going to be running. They can do anything big next year? No, of course not.
That's
So
another
it'll have to
frustrating
be
part.
2027.
That's why people are so enamored with Trump. The guy actually does what he says. Give me some other politicians that have done that.
And by the way, it is Liberation Day. What do you think of that branding?
They should have gone with equalization because now we just equal the playing field.
Yeah, I don't know how liberated I
Yeah.
feel right now.
Well, all right, let me ask you. Is anything in that going to affect you today personally? Do you plan on buying a imported car?
No.
I mean, most of these things, it's not going to affect you and me today.
Not direct, no.
Right. Now, there's going to be
There
parts.
might indirect spinoffs.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll do it today. I don't think it'll affect you tomorrow. I
Right.
don't think we'll feel anything in that, especially because you and me are not in some of those worlds.
Well, and it's not like I buy imported chicken or imported beef.
Good point. Good point.
Which is beef's already been expensive.
Mhm.
And I mean, these eggs, like, I know what the Southeast Asia sends in a lot of fish and shrimp and stuff. And I don't
Mislabeled at that.
I try not to touch that
And
stuff.
they do a lot of pirate fishing and yeah.
Right.
Don't make me get out my environmental side.
And it's
Joe.
like, why do you have so many like metals in your body? And it's like, yeah, well, you ate some funky
well, now
shrimp.
not just the metals, but now the plastics, microplastics.
Right. So there's definitely going to be indirect costs, but there's a flashback. The guy we trust, Peter St. Onge.
I like that guy, Joey.
I
like him.
To celebrate Trump's Liberation Day, he posted a 2018 study found that 80% of Trump's first-term China tariffs were, in fact, paid by China.
But
Because
Joey,
China is export dependent.
Right.
China will eat the cost.
Joey, people that don't have economics degree have told us that that's not the case.
Oh, no, but a lot of people with economics degrees have said this is the case.
That's if they got a D by
in a
it,
perfect world, you have no tariffs because it
Right.
is a tax.
That's
it is
why
a
I call it
barrier.
the equalization day.
Right.
All we're doing with a lot of these things is just equalizing it.
You zero, us zero. That should be an actual, when they said NAFTA is a free trade agreement or all the, no. This is incredibly centralized managed trade.
Well, one thing about NAFTA that no one ever mentions, and it's becoming more and more here lately, is like when I was with Hyundai, they opened up a plant down there to do some casting.
Yeah.
They never could get the quality for one, never could, no matter how tried they could. On top of that, whenever they made enough products, like they made product Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, Friday, they convoyed that out, literally convoyed it out to the border with guards. They had to, because so many times they just got ripped off, just got hijacked. They never talk about that part. I mean, they literally have to, it's like a parade of semis going towards the border.
Oh, yeah. Certain car parts, you're crossing the border 8 something different
which
times.
is ridiculous.
Right. Well, and then Alabama, with all the manufacturing we do here, like we do, we're net, I think, exporters.
We should be, yeah.
because we assemble and build so much over here, we're going to be a net exporter, which is a good thing.
Yeah, we import a lot of parts.
And again, the ideal world is zero on you, zero on me, zero on you, India, zero on the United States, zero on you, Canada, Mexico, zero on us. That's the ideal world, but we haven't been anywhere close to that world in a while.
Too many people have sold us out. But India, I'm telling you, that's going to be a huge market. We're not in that market at all.
Right.
That just that one market is going to be huge.
And for geopolitical reasons, we need to be India's best friend.
No doubt, Joey.
Like we definitely need to be. They need to be our best friend.
But one thing about India and their leadership, they are very and unapologetic pro-India. They want the world to be successful, but they also are very pro-India, and nobody dogs them out about that.
Well, and they've had a very Keynesian managed, essentially pseudo-socialist economy for a while too. And some of that comes from traditions that are unique to that culture. India is one of the places where you'll see like the most exotic luxury hotels and skyscrapers and cars and all that stuff right next to slums.
Yep, literally Slumdog Millionaire.
With feces literally flowing and sewage flowing through the streets. Like it's pretty stark. But so they need more development. But the idea that you get that development by incredibly managing every little thing in the economy is not. That's only going to retard your growth.
That's exactly what happens.
Hey, I used that word in a way that wasn't offensive. But Trump has been on this very consistently for a while. You remember this famous clip, right? Where he's talking to Oprah.
And yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
So he's been about this for decades.
Well, he's known about it.
Yeah, decades. He has that perspective. Somebody wants to, jump into other markets.
Yep.
But here's a big montage the White House put together, trying to hype up this Liberation Day thing. I think we should listen into it because, when it's our side's propaganda, we kind of like it. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
Well, it's just kind of true. We got to get out of this world if it's only the other side that stinks and does these things. No, we all do it. We just like the result.
Some of us like our own smell.
But here we go. Let's listen in.
Trump pushing ahead with his America First agenda.
Breaking news, Apple announced it's going to work with Foxconn to build a server factory in Texas by 2026.
The company says it is now planning to invest $500 billion in the U.S. economy.
The CEO of SoftBank pledging to invest $100 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years.
This is President Trump delivering on the promise he made to the American people on the campaign trail.
The idea is come to America, build greatness in America, build for American customers.
Project Stargate. It's a joint venture between SoftBank, Oracle, and OpenAI, and they're going to create a data center that will eventually be expanded to other states.
Shows people are listening to Mr. Trump's pitch to bring new industry to America.
This is the latest pledge from a foreign business leader promising to spend big in the U.S. as a result of Trump's election victory.
Founder of the property development company DeMac Properties is pledging the money.
President Trump announcing $100 billion investment from Taiwan Semiconductor, bringing the company's total American investments to $165 billion.
The most powerful AI chips in the world will be made right here in America.
Things happen so quickly in the Trump world, right? It's 100 days. It feels like it's 100 months. This is leadership. This is taking control of the problem for military, for everything, for industrial, for our economy. Even if it causes short-term pain, the reality is it is the right decision.
NVIDIA says it will invest hundreds of billions of dollars over the next 4 years, part of the manufacturing renaissance under President Donald J. Trump.
Furniture maker Prepack are shifting their operations from Canada to North Carolina.
Johnson & Johnson says it will invest more than $55 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years.
Hyundai announced a $20 billion investment.
With your leadership, Mr. President, Hyundai Motor Group is proud to be a stronger partner in America's industrial future.
This is the automobile industry, and now those plants largely have stopped and they're moving them to our country. Honda, is building one of the biggest plants.
The trade story is certainly picking up speed here and pushing more countries to make these bigger investments. It's another example of the Trump effect.
GE Aerospace announcing a nearly $1 billion investment into American manufacturing.
Eli Lilly announcing plans to expand its manufacturing here in the United States.
$27 billion additional spend, bringing our total to more than $50 billion.
The money's rolling in, and this is in the past 60 some odd days, Charles.
These are deep-pocketed folks who want to have a relationship, and it's just smart moves.
We are CMA CGM, one of the leaders in shipping and logistics around the world. Today, we are investing $20 billion.
Foreign leaders from around the world, investors from Silicon Valley to Wall Street to Main Street have confidence again in our economy, in our markets, and in President Trump.
The Trump effect this morning, a string of massive wins for American manufacturing. The numbers speak for themselves. Wisconsin-based Clarios is putting up $6 billion to expand its American operation. And what's driving these decisions? Well, President Trump's aggressive Made in America policies and his commitment to bringing industry back to American soil. This is exactly what Trump promised. America First is back.
Again, this was the video put out by the White House earlier today, and not bad. I mean, it's a little over the top, but I love hearing about all that investment, all these companies coming.
It's going to be over the top. But I want to see them. I want to just hear about them. I want to see when they, because I've seen companies before, worked for several of them, that said, hey, we're going to do A, and it just never happened.
We got to hit a break here. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue.
Oh, I could use some of that right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
Right now, today, I would probably go again with the pulled pork sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with some spicy barbecue sauce on there.
I love that spicy barbecue sauce.
Instead of the mac cheese, because it'd be kind of heavy for me today, I'd go with the fried okra as a side, and probably
like that's not like heavy fried okras.
Not for me, no. It's light and flavorful.
Yeah, you can eat a lot of it.
You can pop them, man. Like
I
popcorn.
know, because I always get the fried okra. But of course, I would be going, I think, with ribs today.
Oh yeah, today's a good rib day, man.
Get 3 big old ribs right there. Yeah, snack on those. Get a little fried okra to pop in.
I'm telling you, dude.
In between rib bites. I love that. And of course, whether you're looking for lunch or dinner, dining in or taking out, or it could be Tuesday through Sunday, they do breakfast there.
That's right, Joey.
It's Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. That is a true Southern delicious breakfast, from biscuits to breakfast sandwiches, burritos, omelets, steak and eggs, straight up. That's a man's breakfast right there. There are some days you just want to wake up, pump some iron, and go eat some steak and eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Smokehouse Pit Barbecue's got you taken care of. And they have a meat and 3 daily lunch special. It's served with your choice of 1 meat and 3 sides and corn muffins.
I like the corn muffins, Joey.
You can pick from fried chicken, fried pork chops, grilled pork chops, country fried steak, hamburger steak, fried catfish. Ooh, and don't forget dessert. We do forget dessert sometimes.
Yes, we do. Hey, let me ask you on your catfish. You put mustard on your catfish?
I will.
Okay, just curious.
On a catfish sandwich.
But what about catfish? You don't dip your catfish in mustard?
No, I like mustard, yeah.
On your catfish, fried catfish?
It's been a while since I've fried catfish, I have to admit.
You'd like it.
I actually like both mustard and hot sauce.
No, there you go. There you go. All right.
No, I know what I'm doing. I grew up here.
That's what I was kind of starting to doubt it again.
Saying I'm not fully the Jersey side of my family and the Air Force side of my family. I got that down.
Well, you just said it'd been a while since you had fried catfish.
Y'all get by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue today, and same location they've always been, Main Street in Millbrook. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you, and bonus points if you put mustard on that fried catfish.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama. directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriffsYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Sorry, folks, we got watching something off air there. And now the back and forth is fascinating,
yes.
By the way. The blame game being done over Doge cut this or somebody didn't get a payment. And it's like Doge hasn't even touched that department yet. You're describing the status quo.
I've noticed that quite a bit is such and such is getting cut off and so didn't get her payment. Like, yeah, but that happens on a regular anyway, right? Yeah.
Let's go to David. Hey, David.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Good. You know, it's unfortunate, but for decades, it's like the U.S. government has acted as if, you know, it's a privilege for people to do business with us rather than for us to do business with people. I mean, we bend over backwards and let people screw us for decades and act as if they're doing us a favor.
Yep. Exactly.
You know,
right.
that's what really irritates me, you know, about all this. And, you know, very few people are ever educated on tariffs and how for decades we have basically been robbed, you know, of trillions of dollars that we should have had in the coffers, which, of course, our government would have squandered it anyway. You know, it doesn't matter how much or how little we have, they're going to blow it. But, you know, you were talking about earlier about like with the Chinese and stuff, you know, to show you how utterly just driven, corrupt, and nothing but consume everything in sight, you know, they are. You know, a lot of people didn't even know this happened last year. You know, they sent a fleet of fishing vessels, like over 100 vessels, to fish industrial fish, the Galapagos Islands.
Yep.
And had to be turned back by the Chilean Navy.
Had to be run off.
Yeah. I mean, they actually fired on them to stop them. But that, you know, think about a whole, you know, flotilla of fishing vessels coming all the way from China across the Pacific Ocean to the Galapagos. I mean, that's probably what, a 10-day trip or better?
At least.
One way? Yeah.
And you can't tell me it wasn't organized and they accidentally drifted that way. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. Yeah.
By the government, you know, to fish in a place that's a World Heritage Site.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how corrupt they are. So, but I just hope that, you know, that these tariffs go through, that they work, you know, and that people will hold together enough until they see the benefits of these tariffs in the coming months and year, you know, to keep them going, even after Trump leaves office.
We shall see, and it needs to happen quick. And I think actually economic numbers coming out are more rosy than people expected. So that's a good sign.
Oh, yeah.
Good to hear.
Sure, absolutely. So have a good one, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate it,
David.
Yeah, and earlier today on CNBC, the Ontario Premier, Doug Ford.
How's Ford doing?
He was all right. He was on Squawk Box. He was on Squawk Box.
Yeah.
And, well, listen to this. He's acting Mr. Tough, and then in the same sentence almost, well, just listen.
Let's sit down and discuss this because it's just going to hurt American jobs. I can't stress it enough. And, again, he believes he's supporting Americans. He said he was going to create jobs, create wealth, reduce inflation. It's worked the total opposite. Inflation.
But do you think it's fair that you have tariffs on a whole number of products?
That's right. And we'd be willing to take those off tomorrow if he took all the tariffs off. We are not the problem, Andrew. Do you know the problem is? China's the problem. And he's taking a blind eye to China as they continue to build their critical mineral mass. We have all the critical minerals that our great neighbors need. We have the energy that our great neighbors need.
I just want to go back for a moment. If in fact you're prepared to take your tariffs off, why wouldn't you have that negotiation and that conversation now, before any tariffs get put in place?
Well, we've had this conversation for over the last month. We don't want tariffs. We have another $65 billion worth of tariffs to launch today. That's the last thing we want to do because it's just, again, it's going to hurt both countries. It's going to hurt American workers. That's the last thing I want.
Andrew meant take the other ones off, not the ones you're launching today. The ones that you already got.
You're saying you take all your tariffs off. I'm saying
we will take them off. That's right.
Then why is that not? I guess my question is, why has all of that not already happened? And does President Trump know that you'd be prepared to do that?
He knows, and Secretary Lutnick knows that we're willing to take these tariffs off like in the next minute. If he said he's taking their tariffs off, let's look at the auto sector.
Remember Gil Fulbright?
Yep. Yeah,
that's all I hear. That's all I hear.
Oh no, this is the brother of the guy, Rob Ford.
Right. Well, when he said American jobs, what jobs, and just educate me, are we dependent on Canada for?
You're asking me?
Anyone? Right. There's the whole reason the car plants are in Canada is just so they can sell American cars there. The whole reason Hyundai and Nissan and anybody else is here in the U.S. So you can infiltrate that market.
Right. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting, and there at River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and the team are ready to help you out with your roof needs. Anything you might need with that roof of yours, metal roofs, asphalt shingle roofs, both need to be inspected on a regular basis. Or in fact, maybe you already know you got a problem. It's so obvious. You're like, honey, did we put in a new skylight?
Yeah.
Well, get River Region Contracting out there. They're the top roofing contractor here in the area. They're not associated with any other company, any other roofing company. It's River Region Contracting with Todd Clark. And when you call them up at 356-8635, the great news is their inspections are always free. And their estimates, they'll write up an estimate for free if they find an issue. And they're insurance specialists. So they can fight on your behalf, making that claim to the insurance company. You've been paying all these years. You don't want to have to. No, it won't be a headache.
Right.
They actually have your back. They can make the claims process easy and, swift. So check them out today. Again, that number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Quick break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by MPM Feed and Seed. It's time to get those gardens ready. From seeds to plants to fertilizer, MPM has what you need. Shop MPM Feed and Seed in Prattville, 1313 Highway 31 North. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays, 8 to 1.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. It's only early April, but we're going to be flirting with record high temperatures today, tomorrow, and Friday. The record for today is 88 from 2006. I've got us around 88 to 90 for a high temperature. So another sun and cloud mix today. Partly cloudy, very mild tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 67. Tomorrow and Friday, still storm-free, upper 80s to near 90 again. We could break records both days, as a matter of fact. Still warm on Saturday with widely scattered showers and maybe another severe weather threat perhaps late Saturday night or more likely Sunday, including all modes of severe weather. From the National Tropical Weather Conference, South Padre Island, Texas, Rich Thomas for Blue Water Broadcasting.
Budget Floors and More is your low price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
Adams Drugs has been committed to the healthcare of the people of the River Region for over 62 years. We value the trust each customer has in our pharmacists, techs, and entire staff. If you have not experienced the difference of Adams Drugs and are not satisfied with the customer service that you get in the big box stores, we invite you to visit any of our locations and see how committed we are to your satisfaction. Adams Drugs offers a variety of services that you will not find in all pharmacies in the River Region. Personalized compounding, area-wide delivery, wellness screenings, immunizations, medication consultations, and specialized packaging, just to name a few. Visit us at our website, adamsdrugs.net, and find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs has 12 convenient locations to serve you. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Adams Drugs is your local Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, I'm Jane Ray, Account Executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Frequency sells. The more ads you can get on the air, the better the chances it will make an impact. Radio allows advertisers an inexpensive way to get their voices heard over and over again. Contact me, Jane Ray, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones, folks, and talk to Austin Branco with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Having a great day, Jerry. How about you?
Pretty good. And we've been talking most of the day about so-called Liberation Day. That's an interesting name for trying to reset global tariff schedules. What do you make of this? Because I know there's going to be a big announcement apparently in the Rose Garden at 3:00 our time this afternoon, but how are you and the team there looking at this?
Yeah, I think everyone's looking for this announcement. Kind of what's been telegraphed to us are tariffs on steel, aluminum, automobiles, potentially as high as 25% in some of those areas. And I think the primary focus of the administration is to almost force foreign goods to be manufactured back in the United States, strengthening our local economy, domestic economy, rather than the global economy at this time. And the thesis that you and I have talked about now for a couple of months, I still think rings true. He's taking a lot of pain in the front end of his administration with the hopes of bringing inflation down, but some of the levers he's pulling to do so, kind of like laying off a lot of the workforce from the public sector and raising tariffs and cutting government spending is, of course, going to be a downward force on the market, which in my mind results in one of two things or both things, which is we either get rate cuts from the Fed and or we get quantitative easing in some form or shape over, call it, the next 18 months. So that's what we're looking for. After this Liberation Day announcement comes out today, I'm going to give it probably a week or two to see how the market digests the news. A lot of it's probably already baked in. We've seen a big pullback in the last couple of days. I think that is directly correlated to the expectations of these tariff announcements. But like I said, I'm going to give it a couple of weeks, see how the market digests it, and then we can kind of adjust our thesis based on how the market reacts.
I love hearing it. Now, we got plenty of time here. Let's describe to folks who aren't familiar, they should be if you listen all the time, but if they're not familiar with Invista Advisors, what can y'all do for people?
Yeah, so we are a full-service financial shop. Anything you need in the world of finance, we can help. If you are retiring and you don't have a plan in place, you don't know how long your money or your savings will last, and you don't know if you can quite step away from work and continue to live and maintain the lifestyle that you have. We love to do planning, and we lead with planning. We also manage a very large investment portfolio. So if you've got liquid assets and you're not comfortable managing yourself, or you're not satisfied with your current advisor, we'd love the opportunity to manage your portfolio for you. And then also we are in the merger and acquisition space. We buy and sell companies on behalf of clients. If you're a business owner, you want to retire, but the most of your net worth is tied up in your business, we can be a great solution for you. We'll run a valuation on your business and bring potential buyers to the table. And then I also tell clients all the time, any big financial decision you have in your life, buying a house, let us have a discussion with you. Anything, about to have kids, need to understand how life insurance works, let us have a discussion. But anything in the world of finance, Joey, we can help you. And if we can't, I always will point you in the right direction.
Well, again, folks, we've been talking with Austin Branco of Invista Advisors. You can always learn more going to InvistaAdvisors.com, or just start the conversation with them at 387-0094. When you call them up at 387-0094, be sure to say, hey, I heard Austin on the radio with that Joey Clark guy. I want to see what y'all can do for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Joey, and you have a great day.
You too, sir. Again, that's Austin Branco with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Charles the First. Hey, Charles.
Hey, Joey. Is Eddie still in there?
No, he had to scoot for a second. He'll be back, though.
Okay. I didn't know whether to say hello or not. I wanted to go back to, if you don't care, you were talking about Greg Albritton and the gambling.
Sure.
Can I talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
And, I keep up with that because remember I was at the Department of Corrections, did all that kind of stuff. And here's something you may not know, and you can look it up almost any article. You can find it from about a year ago. I'd say March the 10th or so. It's about Greg Albritton, and he was the proponent last year of the gambling. And he filibusters for a good long while because instead of having the gambling money go where it goes for any normal state, like where they say education or this, that, and the other, he wanted that money to go toward building the prison until 2029. That money every year would go toward prison things and building prison, especially in his area there. And Legislator Reynolds was a big part of that. And so I wanted to make that really, really clear that we got tied up on that so much, and there was so much rife over it, that he actually filibustered wanting that to be where the money went. Alabama Daily News, I think you can read it in there. And I was also going to tell you that the cost of a prison, of KIV, the last time I looked, is $247,000 per bed. There are 2 beds per cell. Have you got me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you about that. Now, what I would do is make sure, if I was governor or somebody, I just don't like the idea of the way all that sounds. And I don't know Senator Albritton, but I would say don't let Porch Creek Indians or any contracts or anything go through these persons trying to just make this happen. Because you can tell almost by Senator Albritton wanting to push for this again that he doesn't even think that the $500 million, $30.5 million that we'll pay for 30 years if we have to use it may be enough, just like the Ivies didn't. And you get what I'm saying. He wanted.
Oh yeah. Well, and in fact, he was the guy who killed it last session.
Because he doesn't get his way about the spending of the money to go for his prison where his district is and where Mr. Riddle's district is. And
I guess what they did is they said, well, if you killed it last time, you can be the point person, try to whip the votes together in the Senate side, and we'll see. Garland Gudger making those signals that we want to have several backup votes in our back pocket before we ever vote on this thing signals that Senator Albritton's got a uphill battle here.
Well, not only that, I think they told him at the beginning of the session, look, you may bring this up, but we've got to get some stuff accomplished. Wait till about right now to even attempt anything. But I think that the more people realize what's going on there, the better. Not just the other side putting out, like you were talking about, a statement that they have rehearsed together to put across the state of Alabama. When you've got everything that I just said really underlying that doesn't get stated.
Yeah, no, and I would love to see more of a clean bill, but if it's sort of a rehash of the ones that have been brought up in the last few years, I'm against it, if that makes any sense. I am certainly against it. Well, I got to hit this top of the hour break. Okay. I appreciate it, Charles.
It.
Thanks,
Take
sir.
care.
Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. This part of the program brought to you by, well, Pest Pro Services. Fantastic folks there at Pest Pro. It starts with Ashley, but that whole great team they've put together ready to serve you and protect your home from all those little critters that always want a nice place inside. Of course, we are in a thicket of termites. It is a termite season upon us as we speak. And if you have not had your property inspected for termites, just basic things in a while, you need to call Pest Pro Services now, like right now. Also, right around the corner, mosquito season. And if you're tired of having to spray yourself with those, those products that don't even work, they don't really work. Or light up those candles, again, that don't really even work. Why not directly have your yard treated? And it works beautifully. Eddie can attest to it. He's got, properties up there on the lake that's mosquito like heaven if you don't do anything. But after Pest Pro treats it, well, you don't have that problem. You can enjoy the back porch or the front porch or wherever you want to sit outside in peace without those mosquitoes going after that sweet meat. And of course, any and all of your pest control needs can be met by Pest Pro Services. You can always go to ppsriverregion.com to learn more. Or you can search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, very active Facebook page there. And, of course, you can always call them direct. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Israel's defense minister says the country's military operations in the Gaza Strip are expanding. The defense minister called on Gaza residents to expel Hamas and return all hostages. The terrorist group still holds 59 captives, of whom 24 are believed to be still alive, after most of the rest were released in ceasefire agreements or other deals. Myanmar's ruling military has declared a temporary ceasefire in the country's civil war to facilitate relief efforts following a 7.7 magnitude earthquake that killed more than 3,000 people. And at a meeting with Germany's foreign minister, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia is violating the agreement to not strike energy facilities. The Dow had 307 points, the Nasdaq up 223. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333. 800-885-3333.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. It's only early April, but we're going to be flirting with record high temperatures today, tomorrow, and Friday. The record for today is 88 from 2006. I've got us around 88 to 90 for a high temperature. So another sun and cloud mix today. Partly cloudy, very mild tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 67. Tomorrow and Friday, still storm-free, upper 80s to near 90 again. We could break records both days, as a matter of fact. Still warm on Saturday with widely scattered showers and maybe another severe weather threat perhaps. Late Saturday night or more likely Sunday, including all modes of severe weather. From the National Tropical Weather Conference in South Padre Island, Texas, Rich Thomas for Blue Water Broadcasting.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Another eyesore hotel in Montgomery has been demolished just over a month after the Governor's House Hotel met the same fate. What used to be a Days Inn on West-South Boulevard near I-65 has now been reduced to rubble after being vacant for many years. The hotel is just one of dozens of properties recently approved to be demolished by the city of Montgomery. One person was killed and another injured in a late Monday night shooting in Ottaugueville. 27-year-old Kelman King allegedly shot and killed a transgender woman, then shot an adult male in the head during an attempted carjacking. King was taken into custody in Ottawa County Tuesday and charged with murder and attempted murder. According to Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed, crime is down nearly 16% in the capital city. The mayor announced the first 3 months of the year have seen a decrease in violent crime, homicides, and non-fatal shootings. Mayor Reed attributed this success to the hard work of the Montgomery Police Department and the Metro Area Crime Suppression Unit. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Experience the local flavor at Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Their lunch special includes carefully crafted dishes, a drink, and bread for only $9.99 for seniors and $13.99 for others. They prepare every meal from scratch each day using local ingredients. No fast food here, just wholesome, delicious meals made with love. Visit them at Epicure and Jack's Tavern and taste the difference local makes.
We all want access to care and coverage we need to stay healthy, but Farm Bureau health plans aren't the answer. They are unregulated and unreliable when it comes to covering you and your family. If you have cancer or another pre-existing condition, well, you'd be out of luck. Alabama deserves better than empty promises. Call your state legislator now and tell them to vote no on Farm Bureau health plans. Visit fightcancer.org/Alabama. It's time for real health insurance.
Paid for by the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdis. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is the Trump country. We live in the southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Second hour underway. Back in the studio, we have Eddie Bader.
Hi, buddy.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Good right this second.
Everything all right? You had to run? And...
Oh, yeah, we had a little mechanical issue, but no big deal. Great folks in Montgomery stepped up and helped us send out. Well, Montgomery still got good people. I'll never forget it.
Absolutely. That is one thing. The hospitality, the Southern hospitality is real. Now, we'll say all sorts of crap behind your back.
Yeah, that's very true.
But, you know,
We'll help
people
you out.
really are nice
Yeah.
and will help you out.
That's something I've noticed. I've had tragedy in my life before, and but also with storms and things, that always brings people together. It always
sure.
does. I remember after Hurricane Hugo in South Carolina, we lived in Sumter, and it was the whole town got destroyed. But I didn't know any neighbors until that storm. And by the time it took us probably 2 months to clean up, every neighbor in there was just as best friends as they could be. As bad as it was a great thing the way it brought people together.
No, and when you have a clear problem in front of you, I think this is insensitive if folks are really caught up in I don't have the money to make ends meet and how am I feeding the kids? I'm not trying to be insensitive.
Mhm.
I'm just suggesting that compared to our ancestors, we got it really easy. Our problem is we don't have that many problems. So
that's exactly
where
our
before the problem was like in front of you every day, and
just getting something to eat.
Right.
Just getting something to eat.
And now it's more like, well, there's plenty of food out there. There's plenty of the basic necessities that can be met. Again, it's not easy, especially if you're working a wage
Oh, it's
job
not
and
easy
it's,
at all.
it's not a great gig, but like it's a lot easier than it once was. And so I think the necessity of needing to know your neighbors in your community has been taken away by sort of advances that we've had.
But the first time the crap hits the fan, you're like, hey, how's Doug and them? They still
Well,
next
and you
door?
got to hope for a good neighbor.
I've
You
been
know what
there.
I mean? Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
can get the weirdos. You can
Oh,
get
sure.
the freaks about their property line.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
you
this
get
stuff.
that. You get that.
Like, remember Rand Paul's neighbor?
Yeah.
Like, good God.
Yeah. Neighbors make a huge difference. Again, I'm in the business, so I see it. Yeah. And you can have some of the greatest neighbors next door, and then the house down from them is the one that everybody has an issue with. But again, when I see those people in trouble, I see the neighborhoods come together. I mean, I see, like the other day over in Highland Gardens, I've got some rental property over there. We were looking at some property. I seen grass that needed to be cut really, really bad, really, really bad. And I saw the neighbor the next day out there doing it. And that, before the city could get involved, the neighbor went over there and mowed those people's grass. And so I stopped and talked to him, because I kind of halfway know him anyway. And the reason he did it, he's like, I know what's going on in their family. Their grass is the least of their worries right now.
Yeah.
But knowing that I took care of it makes my heart feel good. And I thought, man, you're the man. You're the man.
And then there's the neighbor who like lives across the street, is like the little old lady who hadn't seen the sun in 20 years. Hello, this is this is so and so. I'm at ba 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 ba, and they have that grass is too tall.
Remember COVID? They're having a party next door. There's no mask. Yeah.
There are a bunch of Muslims getting together and praying together.
Yes.
That was
that's
one
right.
of the calls.
I
to
remember
law
that.
enforcement.
Yes. So like, what? Okay.
You need to get on top of this
now.
Right now. Like, ma'am, you need to calm down.
Right.
Like, take a load off or something. Daggone.
Yeah.
You know that the weight? Take a load off, Fanny?
Yeah. Something to that, Joey.
There is something to that. Now, we've got many options here.
Okay.
We could go into the man versus woman thing, like the perils of this domestication that we find ourselves in, especially with everybody working.
Yeah.
We could go into that. It's a viral video. I mean, we could go into that. Or you've got Callie Means, who is taking on to their face at some Politico sit-down. This is the lawyer who works with his sister named Casey Means.
Oh, okay.
And they're a big part of the Mahaj to Make America Healthy Again. Callie Means is sitting at a Politico roundtable in front of a big audience. And throughout the whole thing, he is calling out all the lobbyists, all the narrative stuff. They're like, you're cutting research. He's like, no, we're not. We're literally doing the opposite.
So he's calling them out.
Calling them all out, that none of this would have been possible except for everyday moms and dads. No thanks to all you lobbyists. Like, he just kept calling them out. So it's pretty good.
That one gets me excited.
We also have Oliver Stone.
Oh, yeah.
He was at that big JFK hearing.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And he's a little surprised how little we know about Thomas Matthew Crooks and Ryan Ruth and those assassinations.
He's really surprised by
he's
that.
like, reminded me of a lot of the JFK thing. Like, you going to make a movie about it, Oliver?
Maybe we'll find out the truth.
Just don't do another Alexander. That movie.
Really? Bothered you that bad?
Yeah, because the opening of it is awesome with the big battle and all this stuff. And then, it gets weird.
That's where they spent the money?
It gets, no, they spent a lot of money. Like Anthony Hopkins as Aristotle opening it up. And I'm like, I'm liking this. And then the big battle. And then it turns into like the decadence of Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, that's just sad.
Yeah.
Really, it's kind of like that Napoleon movie. I'm like,
was
really,
gonna ask you,
all these great battles and all these,
maybe these people didn't really like
and you're
Napoleon.
really focused on his love letters to his wife that really owned him.
That's where the guy or woman got the, I guess you'd say, the urge to write a movie over some sad love letters like that. So be it. But
let's go to this woman about, I don't know. She's a wife, and she's talking about how she almost divorced her husband for certain reasons. By the way, this clip has gone massively viral. 64.5 million views, 100,000 likes. It was shared by a woman who used to be a porn star, saying a woman's love language is not having to ask, Eddie.
What is viral? What constitutes something going viral?
I would say
like
that's
over
pretty,
a million or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, easily.
Okay.
But 64.5 million views?
That's fun.
So a lot of folks are talking about this. You get to the comment section, it's pretty rich.
Ooh, that's
too.
usually when it gets good.
Yeah. So this was shared by a former porn star who's cleaned up her act. She's a mom now or whatever.
What's that mean?
She's not doing porn anymore.
OnlyFans.
I don't know. Man.
Right.
But she shared this with the quote, "A woman's love language is not having to ask." Brilliant.
Okay.
And so let's listen into this saga. I'm already, when you look at the photo,
Yeah, man.
I'm already like, I don't like
It's a
this.
hard sell right now.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at
it's
it.
like it's paused with her finger in the air and stuff. So
Seen this look before.
we're gonna try to
Probably
endure
heard this lecture before.
We're gonna try to endure this. Let's listen in together. Ready?
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't know if I can do this. Let me tell you this story.
I want to hear his version already.
Yeah, you
I
haven't
already
even heard the
believe his
details.
version.
All right. Actually, all you want to do is just invite him to go like golfing,
Yeah.
and not talk about
Right,
it at
and
all.
not talk about this at all. Take our minds off this altogether.
Let's keep listening or try to.
My husband and I had 4 kids. We
Mhm.
both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like on paper, what else could I ask for?
What do you mean on paper? That's literally true. That's not on paper.
Right.
That's like
these are all the things he does, but yet I
On
want
paper.
more. I want more, Joey.
But in reality,
But in
my
reality,
experience is very similar.
What about all those things he does weren't in reality?
Apparently, she was reading his resume. Those aren't things he really does.
Okay, let's keep going with reality check here.
Experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out
Mhm.
from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do, right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied.
Eddie, it sounds like you're having trouble here.
No, I'm good. I'm just going over all her demands.
Yeah. Okay.
Dishes were put away and the trash was taken out. That
Dishes put away, take them out of the dishwasher, trash taken out. Like me and my grandfather, sometimes he takes out the trash.
Right.
Sometimes I take out the trash.
Hey, honestly, my house, I hate admitting it. Sometimes Susanna takes out the trash. Most of the time, I try to take it out.
As
but-
like grandfather and grandson, but honestly, just as two guys living together, it's like we don't really even have. There might be a one. Joe, clean out the lint filter when you put in a new thing to dry. Oh, sure, okay, yeah. You don't have to remind me. But
You're an adult.
It's not like we need a schedule. It's like laid this out and all this. No, you just see the thing and you do the thing. Anyway, let's keep going with this.
That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the
Take out
4
the
kids
trash,
running
take out
around
the
and the
dishes.
baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem.
Okay.
And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up and I went to put something in the trash and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water
Well,
bottle.
then you push it down. You push it down. You compact that trash. I'm sorry. I'm just talking as a single guy here. The trash is overflowing. You push it down.
I think he missed his opportunity to get out.
Anyway, I don't think the dishes were put up either. Let's listen in.
Bottle, and it was in the dishwasher.
Oh, the water
with
bottle
all
was in
the
the
other clean
dishwasher.
dishes.
Mhm.
And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued
Mm.
at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me, because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it.
By the way, folks, I endured this whole video earlier today, and I am having so much comic relief watching Eddie go through watching this.
He missed his chance to get out. He should have got out.
But there's more.
Or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there.
Mm.
And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here.
Right.
And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family, despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky. And I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I
Okay.
can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like.
This is a long story. It's a long story. But it's a little bit less.
I can tell you her future. Single.
Well, let's keep going.
Single mom
Because
right there.
in most homes, the data supports this.
Yeah.
Women
the
do
data.
a disproportionate amount of the work.
Mhm.
They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf.
See, I do my own cooking. I do my own clean. Well, no, we hire somebody to come clean. That's a.
Well, that's on my
I-
list here.
yeah, it's a good
Suggestions I have for them as a couple. I have a few.
I do my own
suggestions.
laundry.
One of them is 2 incomes.
And by the way, when I do my own laundry, I don't understand what are all these different settings. There's just the one that works.
They need we should talk to Michael about that.
Yeah.
A guy washer. It's just, you put it in there, you hit the button, it washes.
Yeah,
And then you
it
have
works.
the guy dryer. It just, you
Right.
hit the button, it's dry.
And you put it on like cool or warm, and it's
Whatever
not
you
like
want
things
it to do.
bleed into each other or
Yeah.
anything.
Whatever you want it to do.
Yeah.
You got to simplify it.
Let's keep going.
For example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations
Mhm.
about what our time looks like,
Yes.
what our labor in the home looks like, what is
Right.
invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, The alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience. And I want people to know that there's hope, and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
Okay, so this is the girl that I'm always worried you're going to end up with. This is her right there.
No, I thought it was going to be like some big deal. Like,
no, I get some of her struggles. I get that.
Yeah, there's going to be slight
But let's ask again the husband. She said they're happier than ever.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask the husband that. I'd also like to ask her at what point did her dad abandon her, because she's got some daddy issues going on, something severe there. And even in my marriage, any marriage, I look at it, and maybe I'm wrong, but we're a partnership, and there are days where your partner drops the ball, but that's why you have a partnership, for you to pick it up, but not to, she's going to be single, and then she's going to go ask all her friends, I don't know why nobody loves me.
You had some comments rolling in here saying, look, she's right. However, their issue, assuming he isn't a child, was communication. They need a more clear division of responsibility to receive the mental load. That's one way to term it. Another guy says, a woman will post an absolutely insane story about almost divorcing her husband and destroying the lives of their kids because the man can't read her mind. And other women will unironically be like, brilliant.
Flip the script. What if a dude come out? What if there was a dude and he just said the exact same thing she did? What would people tell that dude?
A 5-minute video of her ranting about how overworked she is. Maybe spend less time looking for attention online and more time focused on your family.
There's an idea. Or maybe because the industry she used to be in, she's used to being the center of attention, and she's not that anymore. So she's got to get it another way.
No, this is so foreign to me.
It'll happen. But you have those we have those conversations now. The other day, I meant to unload the dishwasher. I forgot. Susanna didn't have a fit. I did hear some dishes getting shuffled around there kind of loud.
Yeah.
But, when she came back in the other room where I was at, she didn't yell at me or anything. And I apologized, and we moved on.
Right.
But we've been together 20-something years. I know there had to be days. I don't know there were days where both of us
Well, honey, if we're so upset with the dishes, let's just get a big old thing of paper plates.
But we have that.
Yeah, it's kind of easy. Make it disposable.
For a while, we just like them. We're two working couples. We're always working. So the lawn would get out of control, or something. The house would get out of control. We'd hire that out instead of fight about it.
Right.
I would rather spend time with my wife than mow the grass and have her mad because I'm not spending time with her. There's something that can be fixed besides going on the internet just whining about it.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh boy, yes sir. Y'all got a good one going, boy.
Duke, what's happening with you, man?
It's been so fun watching Eddie's face, and I imagine there are so many men driving around right now.
Yes.
Now, what kind of work does Heifer used to do?
She was in the entertainment industry, as in
no,
take off her clothes.
No.
That
That woman did not do that.
Oh, she didn't?
The woman who shared this video.
Oh,
okay.
But I still say she's got daddy issues.
No, the woman in the video is some professional something. You can tell by the clothes.
But here's where I'm going with that anyhow. Didn't the Vice President Vance say that women need to be at home?
No, I think he said something to the effect there's nothing wrong with women being at home raising children.
I know, but you know.
And there ain't. If you can afford to do that, more power to you.
Right along now. She's supposed to have a baby in her right now.
Well, she got 4.
Barefooted.
I mean, you got to take a break.
No. She got to get the family big. And
it ain't like the old days when you had 13 kids.
Get a ball team or something.
Right.
Yeah, at least a basketball team.
I remember that joke growing up. There were 6 of us. Like, y'all shooting for a ball team? What are you doing over there?
Oh, Joe needed to keep with Joe and get him one on the side.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. Say that one don't look like me right there.
That one maybe, but this one here ain't no way.
But to another situation here. There was an individual some rich individual, billionaire or something like that, went up somewhere and got his ass whooped yesterday. He thought he was gonna buy his way. Talk about that, Mr. Joey. How did this boy get his ass whooped for all that money he got? Rich people don't supposed to lose.
What are you talking about?
Who got whooped?
President, what's that guy name? Musk. Yeah, he went up there in Wisconsin somewhere and got his ass whipped.
What did he do yesterday?
I love it.
Well, they did win the ballot initiative for voter ID.
He got his ass whipped. He went up there spending all that money up there trying to buy those people passing out money and everything, and still got his ass whipped. That was his election.
You're talking about liberal Wisconsin? Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't care what it was. I just
At the end of the
Supreme
day,
Court race.
Well, I will say at the end of the day, they ended up with voter ID. I don't consider that too much of a loss, especially.
Do you not understand how many rich people are on both sides of the ledger here?
I'm focusing on him. I'm focusing on this interview right here.
Yeah.
He's jumping around like a little rabbit up there with a little damn cheese.
Well, unlike a lot of rich people and other political types, Elon Musk isn't afraid to fail publicly.
And he actually does something good with his money.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not going to win them all, and he's never claimed to want to win.
Well, I just like that one. I want to see some more of his losses. Probably.
Why are you rooting for Elon to lose?
Because I don't like the way he's treating people.
What do you mean?
Who did he treat? Who did
Me
he
and
treat
you
bad?
talked about it, taking these people jobs all over the world. You know,
All over the world.
All over the world.
People all over the world.
Well, hell, probably.
So
all
you
over the
think
world,
the
and
status
I know
quo
the
of all
nation-
these
this nation-
institutions
sure.
and agencies is just peachy?
They need to do it the right way. We didn't discuss it. We discussed
Don't
this
do it
last
the
week.
right way.
What's the right way, Duke? What's the right way? Just tell me. What's the right way?
Go down. Go down.
Slow down so they can eventually not do it.
Item by item. No, item by item.
That's
and
exactly
find
what
it-
they're doing.
find it
Yeah,
bad.
dude. Check it out. Yes, they are.
And a lot of the people that were let go did so voluntarily. They were given early retirement. They were given massive severance payments.
This man tell these people right down what they did last week. Then he offered them a severance package. Offered them a ultimatum. Say do it this way or that way. Take the money or else or lose your job. That's the option he gave those people. Now,
That's
come
the
on.
option thousands of Americans get every day. Every single day. When their company gets bought out or the company is going bankrupt, you can take this check. And nobody, I never heard, Duke, I never heard you once call about any other, like John Deere or any other company that's going out of business and laid off thousands of people. But you're worried about the federal government. They're taking your money and my money.
Yeah, and what's this lie that you get a job forever? There's never a bad thing that ever happens, especially in politics. They always promise us the moon, and it's bullcrap.
They never do.
And it's created a bullcrap system that is ripping off everyday people.
Yes, I understand it needs to be tested and all that, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it all. What I'm saying, I'm not going to
He's doing it painlessly and
quickly.
But no, he messed
Like
around
the
with
samurai. We're cut, baby.
As far as I'm concerned, he's not going far enough. They're being way too reasonable about this.
Yes, man. I'm for real though, but the most of the people hurting right now is the one that voted for him. For real. Okay. So I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
if
not,
they're the people
I'm not
that are
mad
hurting,
about it. I'm just.
If I'm hurting because I voted for him, you don't hear me holler about it. So how do you know I'm really hurting?
That's been affected by it. Okay, that's all. I'm pissed off about it a little bit.
Well, I've been affected by every president we've ever had, and not in a positive way.
I got
all the time.
people. I got people that affected by it. So head up, straight up. Okay. So the way he did these folks. So whoopee.
Okay.
He got his ass whipped last night.
What? So do you represent the head up your ass caucus? Like the head up your ass caucus? Like you can only see so far up your own interests that it's like, oh my God, I want all the good things, but I just can't. I can never have my stuff on the table.
Around with a doggone chainsaw and got this damn cheese hat on his head and everything and grinning and skinning
Elon's
and
great.
grinning and taking those jobs away from him.
Elon's great.
What jobs is he taking away from?
What? All the jobs he took away from folks.
Hey, Duke, is the news going to do, and are you going to call up, is the news going to do all these puff pieces when all these folks get rehired in brand new jobs in the next few months in the private sector? Because we're all focused on the firing. How about the folks, the ones who don't retire early? How about all the folks that get new jobs? They're just not going to get new jobs?
Trump got so much experience in holding down jobs and keeping business open over his career. So
yeah, he does actually.
He gonna help
pretty good
folks out.
record.
Yeah.
Pretty good record if you look at it. Yeah,
I know all about his history now a little bit from what been listening to the last few years or so. Yes, Randy Nixon did up when he was in the White House. Randy Nixon did up when he was in the White House. Now he's trying to
Pick
Like
one
he's
president
on
in
top
our
of
lifetime
things.
that hasn't run the national debt up when they've been in the
I
White
know,
House.
but he acting like he on top
But,
of things.
but it was Trump.
Now that they're actually trying to do it, oh, you're doing it the wrong way. And remember the time where you didn't do it, but then this way you are doing it. It's like there is nothing, as he said in the State of the Union, that I can do. There's nothing I can do to make you like me, dude. There's nothing I can do.
The country, you know, what happened to, you know, giving people a chance to prove themselves or whatever.
They've had 20-something years to prove themselves. Most of them have had a lifetime.
And there's a lot of these institutions that failed utterly, that are straight up fraud. And if they're legal, it's legal graft. It needs to be done away with.
Then why do you have a problem with us getting away with it? Getting rid of them, Duke, if you agree that it's happening. Why don't we just cut it off?
Duke, I gotta cut you off.
Due process of a law too. Sending these people out of the country and hell and say,
now you're
God, the terrorists.
Yeah, we can go all over the place with this.
The gang members. You want to keep the gang members
so much
here.
crazy stuff they doing.
Yeah.
I ain't want to talk. Hell, we got some in Montgomery, Alabama. Here, get rid of them.
I'm down. I'm down.
Well, appreciate the comment. I gotta run.
See you, Duke.
Goodness gracious. Let's go to line 4 real quick. You're on there. Who's us?
Oh, Joey, I can't believe you said that, man.
Said what?
Never mind.
I've said
About
plenty
the
of
caucus.
things.
The caucus.
Oh, the head up your ass caucus?
Yeah. I'm still trying to compose myself. Joey, when I'm listening to the lady, the one word that stands up to me, and we were taught to teach kids to close read and pick out key words.
Mm-hmm.
The word that really jumped out was equity.
Me too. I noticed that too.
And so you got a man and a woman in a marital relationship, and you can make it as 50-50 as you want if they both got jobs, but equity is just it's just not something that's going to happen, because we're made differently. And so that equity thing is for those people on the far left, really close to the edge. And am I wrong, Joey, or am I any close to?
Unless you're talking about using equity built up in your home, no, I think you're right on the money.
Okay, all right. Well, once in a while, we try to get something right. Although here lately, all of our ideas seem to blend into one. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Joey, I appreciate the time, man, and I think the piece was worthwhile, especially for those of us that were married once and are no longer.
Oh, reminding you of that. What once was. Good.
Yeah, well,
on the other side of it,
or something like that, and proud to be on the others. Are happy.
In the promised land, yes.
Wouldn't go back. Now, look, Joey, we had this conversation before.
I know.
If you find a couple of, and I think maybe you were thinking of one thing, and I was thinking of something else. If you find those twins, okay, and they got lots of money, and one of them is happy with you, and then there's the other one, and she wants to make mom and daddy mad, then, we can have the double ceremony.
Keep that in mind, Joey.
You were doing so well. You were doing
that in mind, Joey.
You were doing so well.
Well, I've been not trying to, but hey, Eddie and I want the best for you. Like that woman in the video, sister. Yeah, well, you can remember to take out the trash.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Joey, have a nice day.
Thank you, James. No, I literally took out the trash this morning. I get home from the State House, and I'm like, oh, mine's full. And then I check to go get a new bag. Oh, the kitchen one's full. I'll just take them both out. In fact, also the center console of my car, I've been stowing too much trash in. Let's clean that out real quick.
Well, what can happen in marriage, and I'm sure I've been guilty of it, is sometimes, like, say the wife leaves a cup or a pan out. Well, or the husband. Let's blame it on the husband.
Yeah,
that's what usually happens. Well, the husband, it's just not fresh top of mind.
Yeah.
But to the wife, she sees it for 3 or 4 days. Well, she starts getting a little bit ticked. And it happens. I get it. But men are not all men are that way. Some men are like, yeah, I'll do dishes on Friday.
And some men are more anal retentive than.
Yes, I've met them too. And that's fine.
They're
all
called
different.
serial killers.
Not all of them, but yeah.
guy's a real neat freak, yeah, you're at least on the spectrum of like sociopathic behavior at that point. I mean, maybe you're just a clean freak, and that's fine.
There's a lot of them like that.
Fair
I've
enough.
noticed that in my business.
But I'm a little skeptical.
I used to be.
If you got a basement, there's another
with a basket.
Yeah,
at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. Have you met my friend Bill? No, I don't. Hey, look at the time. This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, and they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you. If you're looking to buy a home,
right?
Especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you're not sure how this actually works. How much money do I need to put down? Is my credit good enough?
That's right.
Like you get past pre-approval, you're like, how's the inspection work? How's the appraisal thing work? They'll walk with you every step of the way, all the way to closing day. And even if it's not your first rodeo, if you're looking for a great local mortgage company where you're not going to have that same headaches you might have had with dealing with big banks and
That's
stuff
exactly
last time.
right.
And if you're a veteran, they know the latest with the VA home loan programs, they can help you take advantage of those benefits you veterans earned through your service. And of course, they can also do a great refinance deal, help restructure your debt, maybe credit card debt on your back, or it could be you're hitting retirement age. You just want to bring down your monthly overhead. That way you have a more long-term plan. And it's just a little, you're not as restricted.
Hey,
you know how the squeeze is. So go call them up today, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Is your business feeling the heat of cyber attacks? Tired of worrying about ransomware, data breaches, downtime, and employee mistakes? GTI Managed IT Solutions has been your trusted partner since 1999, safeguarding and supporting businesses like yours from the ever-evolving threats in the digital world. GTI, your peace of mind is guaranteed. Call us today at 819-4650 or visit gtinow.com.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime. And as usual, it's already time to start getting ready for spring. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 13 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in a lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns. 272-7171.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by MPM Feed and Seed. It's time to get those gardens ready. From seeds to plants to fertilizer, MPM has what you need. Shop MPM Feed and Seed in Prattville, 1313 Highway 31 North. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays, 8 to 1.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. It's only early April, but we're going to be flirting with record high temperatures today, tomorrow, and Friday. The record for today is 88 from 2006. I've got us around 88 to 90 for a high temperature. So another sun and cloud mix today. Partly cloudy, very mild tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 67. Tomorrow and Friday, still storm free, upper 80s to near 90 again. We could break records both days, as a matter of fact. Still warm on Saturday with widely scattered showers and maybe another severe weather threat perhaps late Saturday night or more likely Sunday, including all modes of severe weather. From the National Tropical Weather Conference in South Padre Island, Texas, Rich Thomas for Blue Water Broadcasting.
You can make your ASC loan payments from your phone anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. www.yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
ASC Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASC.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You guys conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Oh, welcome back. 334-272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Now, do you know this one actually got stuck in my head.
I can see how.
Bass. Like I said, welcome back to the show. But have you ever heard of a professor? You should, because I played clips of him, named Glenn Lowry.
Never heard of her.
Glenn I think Glenn's almost in his 80s.
Oh, really?
He's an economist, I believe a chair of some very important department at Brown University.
Mm-hmm.
But Glenn Lowry he's gone from being a black conservative in the Reagan administration, and his autobiography came out, and it's kind of crazy. He's living this double life where to feel authentic, he's going to the hood, and he's doing drugs and all this stuff, and then he gets clean. And he's more a Democrat fighting for social justice for a while in the 90s and early aughts. And now he's back to being a conservative and brilliant guy. He could be, I think, in any venue, and he demands respect. Like, the guy's just impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I really do like Glenn Lowry. And he's worth a follow on X because he's constantly putting out like little clips from larger speeches he's done, or he does the Glenn Show, which really got popular during the whole George Floyd summer and the Black Lives Matter protest, because he's like, really, this is what we're doing. And it's not like, he's definitely a Trump supporter, but his cohort on that show, John McWhorter, was recently on Bill Maher. He's a New York Times columnist, a linguist, Columbia professor. So going to be Democrat through and through. And it's just interesting conversation. I think honest conversation and honest disagreement. This clip caught my attention. And in particular, he is talking to Black Americans in this clip. Let's listen in. This is Professor Glenn Lowry.
We can lose ourselves in this pipe dream narrative if we want to, but the 21st century is not going to wait for anybody. While we are going around with our hand out talking about what was done to our ancestors, people are busy building businesses, building their families, building their homes, and creating their lives. They're not going to stand still for us. What do you want in 2050? Black people being 40% of us, being wards of the state, having to be dealt with through a special dispensation because of something that was done 200 years before to our ancestors? When are we going to say it's time to man up and woman up to the realities of life? No one said life was fair. There's no guarantee anywhere that life is fair. It is what it is, and we better get busy making the best of it right now. That's not a political speech that I would give. I wouldn't run for Congress on that speech, but I damn sure run my family on that speech. That's what I tell my kids.
Well, and that's the disconnect. It's like, I wouldn't run for Congress on that speech, but I'd run my family on that speech. And isn't that a sad disconnect?
It's a huge disconnect, but that's
that the things you would run in your own household, you can't win an election on it.
Yep.
And of course, we can go to an elected member of Congress. Terry Sewell. I think she's a congresswoman around these parts.
I believe she is.
Well, it's more Congressman Figures district now. You don't hear much from Shamari Figures.
I have not. Keep forgetting that he's even over there.
He's quietly doing the work. But Terry Sewell, she was out in front of a microphone, big, I think, press conference the Black Caucus, Congressional Black Caucus is putting on.
Yeah.
So you just heard the Glenn Lowry thing, like, I can't run for Congress on this sort of common sense approach that I'm laying out here. But I guess Duke helped me inspire me with this, because this is all about Elon Musk, Eddie. I don't know if this is the Black Caucus or the Head Up Your Ass Caucus, but this is how you get elected to Congress, folks.
So to Trump and to Elon Musk, I have 5 words. Hands off our Social Security. Hands off our Social Security. Hands off our Social Security. It wasn't enough for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to go after our health care. It wasn't enough for them to fire thousands of employees from the VA. Now they want to go after Social Security benefits that our seniors have earned after a lifetime of work, all so that they can give trillion-dollar tax cuts to the wealthy and the well-connected.
Why is she lying?
I was going to say, who buys this crap?
Enough people where she's been elected and elected and elected again.
That is why they fired
How come no one challenges her? Just on line by line. Hey, just show me one. Show me one person that's lost Social Security that wasn't fraudulent. Can you show me one? But that's something that infuriates me about politicians. They let the other one lie. I'll let you lie and you let me lie. Screw that, man. Call them out.
No, and sort of common sense, like hard-nosed wisdom, you don't win elections on that. You've got to either scare the crap out of people or promise them the moon.
Yeah.
Knowing you have no ability to deliver on it. That's how you win political office. In response to that, here's Antonio Gracias, who's laying out, this was in a Fox News segment, laying out what they found that we kind of discovered earlier in the week. But this is a short clip. Let's listen in together.
That's a jaw-dropping number. Where did all those people come from?
Well, it made my jaw drop too when I saw it. We were in Social Security looking for fraud, waste, and abuse. And to do that, we actually looked at the enumeration system, the system by which people get numbers in America. And we found that there were just about 5+ million of them that came into the country as illegals, were giving various forms of parole or allowed in the country, and then got through an automatic system, Social Security numbers, so they get into our benefit systems. And we tracked that through and found that they were on the benefit programs. And just because we were curious, we then looked to see if they were on the voter rolls. And we found in a handful of cooperative states that there were thousands of them on the voter rolls, and that many of them had voted.
Yep. So we know their name. They're on a voter roll. We know where they're at. We know they broke the law.
But hands off our Social Security. So I guess you want beneficiaries who are in retirement that you claim to be the champion of to be defrauded, because that's a lot of what's happening.
What did they say? 40% every day?
40% of the calls to change your direct deposit?
Yep.
Fraudsters. And a lot of them get through.
But these are things that she chooses to protest.
It's this sort of stuff. It's what I wrote about this week. It'll fall on deaf ears. But there are plenty of things Doja's doing that aren't necessarily at odds with the so-called progressive values that Democrats hold. In particular, he's not going full Ron Paul.
Nope.
Trump is not going full Ron Paul, nor is Musk. As much as I love Javier Milei giving Musk a chainsaw, they're not going full Javier Milei. They're not going full-on libertarian wrecking ball like I like. Like, I would prefer. What they're doing is looking into these systems and seeing the rot that's built up over decades, because anytime anybody tries to bring accountability to any of these systems, people like lying ass Terry Sewell go out there and scare old people and get elected year after year after year. That's it. We got to hit a break.
Night.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because the Prattville Spring Sale is your opportunity to revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available, including Mohawk, with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement. Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Start shopping now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Want to grab lunch? I can't. Got to pick up my dry cleaning or I won't have anything to wear to work tomorrow. There's never enough time. That's why I switched to Worth Cleaner's new 24/7 Express kiosk on Vaughan Road. I can drop off and pick up my laundry and dry cleaning anytime I want, day or night.
Wow, Worth Cleaners sounds like the solution.
Worth Cleaners is excited to announce their 24/7 Express kiosk. This is the first service of its kind in Montgomery and will allow customers to drop off and pick up their dry cleaning and laundry at their convenience, day or night, any day of the year. Even if you've never used Worth Cleaners before, you can go into their location at 7825 Vaughan Road today and use their 24/7 Express kiosk. Instructions along with several descriptive photos are posted on the wall to aid customers who are first-time users. Visit our Vaughan Road location or find Worth Cleaners on Facebook for more information. Your family's clothing is worth it.
When it comes to selling your home, would you trust your biggest investment to a part-time agent? Someone who might treat your sale as a second priority? Not us. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader. Real estate is all we do and all we've been doing for over a decade.
That's right. We work around the clock to make sure you and your investment are top priority. We're top producing agents with a highly respected reputation for results, and we'll treat you and your sale with the respect and time you deserve.
So if you're thinking of selling, call or text us at 334-368-6358.
And let us show you how real estate is done.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Plenty more to get to today. In particular, I love these Cali Means clips that we have coming up. Cali Means of the Maha movement, the brother-sister team of Cali, the brother, Casey Means, the, very well-educated doctor who realized, we need to take a different approach to solving the deep and wide problems when it comes to American health. And it ain't by, continuing to do what we're doing with our government institutions. Well, before we get to all that, we got one more hour coming up. Let's go to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Doing all right. Life's pretty good. I can't complain. What's the score today at Cohen's?
It's about 21-3.
Oh.
Yep. Had to see Michael Jacks. He went and spend his morning down in Ozark today.
Oh, beautiful part of Alabama.
Helping the guy. Yeah. Nice scenic drive.
Mhm.
Anyway, he's getting remote controls sold and reprogrammed and some other stuff that he had to tweak on. So, yes, it's been a good day.
Well, I love hearing that. And Michael Jacks, how long has Michael Jacks been working there?
Oh, probably about 17 years.
Wow.
That's
and awesome. I can only remember that because we hired him right before when I got the divorce. So, but yeah, he's been a godsend.
You're on topic today. We got into all that earlier in the hour about husbands and wives and stuff. Anyway, yeah, but no, it shows loyalty. It shows like it's a great place to work, and he also he's a great employee from what I've seen and what I've heard.
He's wonderful. But you know, the other guys that I have in audio video, one is Chris, one is Mark. Mm-hmm. Chris has been with me for probably 25 years.
Wow.
Mark has been probably 15-ish, 16 years. My appliance people, I've got a Mark that sells appliances. He's been about 12. Howard's been probably 20. Jarrett's been 20. So my technicians, 2 of them have been probably over 25. And then I've got one of them has 2 sons, and they work here, and they've been here for probably about 8 to 10. So you know, most of the key people have been here for the long term.
Well, and this is a testament to what y'all do. Not only great products on the electronics, but also the appliance side. But it's the service that makes a difference, folks. And you can always shop from home at thinkowens.com, but go get to know the team there. 2515 Eastern Boulevard. Stop by in person. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be like, hey, I heard you on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, Eddie needs a little gold star because he's been showing up a lot lately.
You're right.
I make sure I'm here on the days we're going to call you Michael. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm only concerned about Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you can't make it, just fake it.
That's right, baby.
Public shaming does work.
It does.
All
it
right.
does.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Michael. I appreciate it, man.
Well, you're welcome.
See you, brother.
I'm here for you.
Have a good one. Again, that's Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Be sure to tell him that you heard him on the radio here with Joey and Eddie. Final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Today is the day President Trump set to launch a barrage of so-called reciprocal tariffs on friend and foe alike. The tariffs come on what the Republican president has dubbed Liberation Day to free the U.S. from what he says are years of unfair trade practices. In health news, Texas, New Mexico, Ohio, Kansas, and Oklahoma all have active measles outbreaks. 2 unvaccinated people have died from measles-related causes. Measles is caused by a highly contagious virus that's airborne. It spreads easily when an infected person breathes, sneezes, or coughs. Measles is preventable through vaccines. Ahead of today's tariff announcement, stocks are higher. The Dow was up 14 points. The NASDAQ Composite adding 27. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Hi, everybody. It's only early April, but we're going to be flirting with record high temperatures today, tomorrow, and Friday. The record for today is 88 from 2006. I've got us around 88 to 90 for a high temperature. So another sun and cloud mix today. Partly cloudy, very mild tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 67. Tomorrow and Friday, still storm-free, upper 80s to near 90 again. We could break records both days, as a matter of fact. Still warm on Saturday with widely scattered showers and maybe another severe weather threat perhaps late Saturday night or more likely Sunday, including all modes of severe weather. From the National Tropical Weather Conference in South Padre Island, Texas, Rich Thomas for Blue Water Broadcasting.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Katie Britt is joining in as a co-sponsor of a bill that addresses children 13 years old and younger and social media. Britt strongly supports the Kids Off Social Media Act and talked about social media on Newsmax, saying it's causing a lot of mental health crisis among youth in America.
We have to do more, and the algorithms themselves send children down a rabbit hole. The longer you stay on a post, the more money they make. The more depressing the content, the longer you stay on a post. You can see what this is doing to our children, Chris. We've got to do better. There is a mental health crisis amongst young people in America, and the time to step up is right now.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Where I was living was not a great place to live anymore. I began to pray for a place to go, praying for all of these things that a 9-year-old would want. I wanted horses, big house with a bunch of people my age. I wanted parents. I wanted a mom and a dad. Before I even prayed it, the Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
2 people are under arrest in Town Creek in connection to a dog attack that occurred last year and killed 83-year-old Willard Norton. A grand jury has issued these indictments against 56-year-old Jonathan Nix and his daughter, 35-year-old Bridget Lamons. Both are from Town Creek. The 2 are facing reckless manslaughter for the dogs that were unrestrained that attacked Norton outside of his home. The elderly man died later from his injuries. Layoffs have been announced by a poultry processing plant in Phoenix City. Alitrade Foods has laid off 165 workers at that particular facility. Alitrade has 3 facilities here in Alabama, in Albertville, Phoenix City, and Boaz. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
With spring officially here, Pizza Perfect has sprung a great deal for April. Get a free order of breadsticks or cinnamon sticks with the purchase of any large pizza. That'll make the whole family smile. Pizza Perfect's amazing buffet includes pizza, as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Pizza Perfect is also available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
How you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader here in the studio with me.
What's up, buddy?
What's up? GOP work on tax cuts as Trump readies new tariffs. Y'all should have done it earlier. I don't know what the heck is taking so long.
Trying to give folks a chance.
Yeah, everybody's got to get their fingers in the pie.
You know that, Joey.
Which is just gross. That's not how you eat pie collectively. You slice it up in nice. God,
Yeah,
just
you're
gross.
right, man.
Just tell your mom we ate it all.
Some people want more pie than others, and it's very important that they get more pie than you.
Some people really do pride themselves on the amount of pie they get.
Yep.
Which is, it's a little gross.
It is.
Especially at a certain age. You're like a grown man. Why are you
Yep.
so braggadocious about all that pie you be getting?
Shallow. Missing
Yeah.
something in life.
Or
Can't
maybe
find
they just like cherry pie.
Maybe.
Apple pie.
Apple pie's pretty good.
Pecan pie.
I'm a peach pie guy.
You like peach pie?
Yeah.
I like those like light ones too, like a key lime
Oh,
or
no.
like a lemon meringue.
I used to really like key lime pie till I got a hold of Greg's, and then I really love Greg's key lime pie. I've tried other ones because he doesn't always make them.
I wonder how many people thought we were talking about something other than dessert.
Get
What do you
your
mean?
mind
It's
out of the
still
gutter.
dessert. What do you mean? So we just saw it, just posted at 1819news.com. Craig Munger has a report on some of the stuff going on in the legislature.
Yeah.
And it says this is bad stuff. Public hearing held on regulation, restriction of Delta 8 THC and similar products. And I'll just say, folks, if you enjoy these products, you should just call your legislatures.
I think you should.
Usually I say be nice.
So what's behind this, Joey?
I mean, this stuff's dangerous.
What's you and me reason this behind this? I know what they say, which I know they're a lying pack of.
Well, some of them really do believe the whole safety thing. I think the
because
more
somebody
cynical
paid 'em to
play,
believe that.
the more cynical play is, no, we got to regulate it.
Why?
Tax it.
There you go.
Regulate and tax it.
Got to make some money off of it. But I thought it was about the kids, Joey. It's all about the kids.
Well, let me just read this straight up. Again, this is from Craig Munger there at 1819news.com. Just dropped. Y'all can go read it yourselves. Opponents and proponents of the legislation regulating psychoactive cannabinoids. Say it again slower.
Yeah.
Like Delta 8 THC gathered at the State House on Wednesday to voice their opinions on the proposed bill. I don't know why I'm reading that way. Maybe I'm high on it right now. Delta 8 THC, Delta 10 THC, HHC, THCA, and THCP are among some of the most popular legal psychoactive cannabinoids legally available at hundreds of stores in the state right now. Their surge in popularity comes as they are legal alternatives to traditional marijuana.
Right.
Wait, so let's just stop there. There are a lot of folks who are out there buying illegal marijuana, and they decided, I don't like buying the illegal stuff. I want to find the legal alternative.
Right. A lot of people, a lot of veterans.
The primary psychoactive compound found in marijuana and its derivatives is called Delta 9 THC. However, state law lists all THC as a Schedule I controlled substance. The legal cannabinoids are generally derived from hemp-derived CBD, which is excluded from the state's current drug scheduling. The hemp plant is used to extract compounds that, while technically legal, produce a similar psychoactive effect as traditionally smoked, vaped, or ingested THC. Like THC, the legal cannabinoids can be eaten, usually in the form of gummies, as well as smoked, vaped, and infused drinks. Some retain their chemical structure after being ingested, while others, like THCA, convert the Delta-9 THC when heated, either as a bud or flower or through vaping THCA extracts. House Bill 445 by State Representative Andy Witt from Harvest, Alabama, would authorize the Alabama Alcoholic Beverage Control Board to regulate all consumable hemp products through the licensure of manufacturers, wholesale distributors, and retailers. Witt also stated the bill would ban all hemp-derived inhalable products, including vapes, flowers, and buds. It would also limit sales to those over 21 and restrict retail establishments that sell consumable hemp products to existing liquor stores or other locations that minors may not access, with penalties provided. It would also add requirements for labeling and testing, limit the amount of THC that can be in consumable hemp products to 5 milligrams, and levy an excise tax. Members of the House Health Committee didn't vote on the legislation during Wednesday's meeting. However, Witt gave a lengthy soliloquy on what he believes to be the adverse effects of, quote, unregulated, unchecked, and dangerous industry, end quote.
Where'd he get his info?
Bringing several store-bought examples to the podium. Something that I've learned in this process is the correlation of sex trafficking and human trafficking.
There you go. Is he a Democrat?
No, he's just a dumbass. In Michigan, the county where Flint, Michigan is, they had the largest bust they've had in human trafficking. When they were debriefing the young ladies that were taken in, and it was 2025, I think something of that nature. How were they so subdued? They were given gummies. They were given suckers that were loaded with THC and these Delta-8, Delta-9 products. Witt brought several hemp-derived THC products, boldly claiming one half of one of the gummies was intoxicating equivalent of a bottle of 80 proof vodka. I don't know if I should have gloves on holding this, Witt continued. I mean, this is bad stuff and is being sold to our kids.
What an embarrassment.
Yeah, what an ignorant
Flat out embarrassment.
Ignorant.
I wish he was a local guy. It just
Opponents of the legislation, which include investors, producers, growers, and sellers, all agreed with the age restriction provisions of the bill. Yeah.
I don't think nobody's going to fight that.
But objected to the other regulatory measures. Others pointed to the perceived hit to the state's economy. Carmelo Parasiliti, co-owner of a Florence store that sells these products, spoke against the bill. He says, quote, selling to minors is absolutely unacceptable and those responsible should face severe consequences. I agree.
Yep.
However, pushing or punishing adults who use these products legally and responsibly should not be the answer. This is pushed under the false premise of protecting children, yet the data simply does not support the hysteria. This guy goes on. In 2023, Alabama Poison Control reported 235 Delta-8 cases, and these cases represent just 0.018% of Alabama's 1.3 million residents under 21. Wow. Most importantly, no deaths have occurred. Correct? Cannabinoids like Delta-8, CBD, and CBG are non-lethal, non-addictive, and federally legal. Mr. Witt says plague, but again, no deaths.
Moron.
Acting like it's freaking fentanyl in his hands.
Right. It's over the top.
Supporters of the bill include Eagle Forum of Alabama, ALCAP, the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation, local police officials, and citizens who had tales of family members adversely affected by the use of THC products. Then don't use them.
That's it. That's just it. But if they're so bad for you, if they're so freaking bad for you, then outlaw them. Don't tax them.
Notably, many of the bill's supporters complained that it did not go far enough since it still allows for the sale of the products despite the limitations and regulations. To your point, Eddie, psychoactive cannabinoids are being sold in Alabama, yet the bill does not ban them, said Eagle Forum of Alabama Executive Director Becky Garrettson. How's it shaking, Becky? Psychoactive cannabinoids are, in essence, recreational marijuana, which is supposed to be illegal in Alabama. Well, it is, but there are plenty of people that still smoke pot, too. It's just, give me a break.
And not to take away, but remember, we legalized marijuana in this state how many years ago for medical purposes that the same moron leadership has not allowed. But they are so quick to take something away that people are actually enjoying. And be honest, Joey, what is more dangerous, liquor or those CBD gummies? But we'll sell you liquor all day long. Bunch of damn hypocrites.
Becky Garrettson continued. She said the bill language is opening up Alabama to full recreational marijuana for adults or codifying what we're already seeing. The bottom line is these products need to be banned. Hemp products that are not psychoactive are fine, but let's ban the others. Lawmakers seem divided on the bill across party lines, with Democratic lawmakers who occasionally appeared visibly annoyed at some of the opposition speaker's claims. Essentially, tobacco and alcohol is bad for you to some degree as well, but people still consume it, said State Representative Jeremy Gray, who's quite a fit as a fiddle, a former athlete. I like Jeremy. I mean, I probably disagree with him on a lot of stuff. I agree with him on this. The age requirement, some of the restrictions make sense, but it seems like we're just moving too fast on some of these restrictions. Some Republican lawmakers also shared Garrettson's objection, questioning why the THC products are not being banned outright. Why are we selling these at all anywhere, not just limiting it to hemp only, said or asked State Representative Susan DuBose of Hoover. Why would we want to sell that with a 5 milligram level? Witt noted that the Senate's ongoing attempt to place a blanket ban on the products had already fizzled in its respective committee. The committee did not vote on the bill after the public hearing, meaning it will likely be at least a week before the committee takes a final vote.
Is it called the Buzz Killington bill?
So maybe you agree that it should be banned, or maybe you disagree. And especially if you disagree, you should call them up. Call up your representative.
But if you
your
want
state
it to
representative,
be banned,
call them up.
Just don't take it. It's one of those things you can do or you can do without. But now that you've introduced it to the market and it's got successful clients, you want to take it away. This is so Alabama. Much like the overtime. Remember they did the grocery tax? Give it and we'll take it away.
Reminds me of a great Mencken quote, Eddie. Puritanism, the haunting fear that someone, somewhere, may be happy.
Yep. That's it, buddy. And what kills me, this is all new to me as far as legalization of marijuana and all that. I didn't think that would ever happen in my lifetime.
Sure.
But I hear so many good stories of veterans, cancer patients, and people like that that have some relief. You want to take this away? And I've personally seen the children with the epilepsy. I've personally seen that.
Or
And
maybe,
you know,
and maybe somebody doesn't want to go buy illegal marijuana. Maybe somebody doesn't want to drink a beer.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody wants to take the edge off in the evenings.
What? I don't see the issues. And like you just said, no deaths. Your rate of people having an issue was tiny. I'd like to compare that to teenage alcoholism, that there's a huge difference there. But you don't hear them pushing back on the alcohol. Because no, they got their bread buttered with that.
Yeah, and I love the tell of, we'll just have the ABC board control it.
No, I don't want the ABC board controlling nothing. I can't wait till we doge it and it's gone. You can't be a state that prides yourself on religion and be in the alcohol business. And on the top of that, tax people for buying a Bible. You hypocritical SOBs.
Should we go to the phone?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Come to the dark side, says his t-shirt.
It just,
Let's go
they drag you there, Joe.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Chris. What's up?
Hey, Chris.
This is just another example of the government in our state not getting ahead of something, ahead of time.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been going on for years now.
Yes.
And for some reason, we just, oh my gosh, we let this huge revenue source just kind of do its thing. Now, people are paying taxes when they buy it.
Yep.
Sure.
Paying sales tax.
But I do believe, but I have to say, though, just based on going to gas stations and stuff, there needs to probably be some type of standard to make sure you're getting what you're getting. Because, some of that stuff looks scary.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people have proposed that for a long time. Just some type of
there
standard.
are some common sense things, like you're saying, basic standards, like testing, where do you get it tested, some just standardization there, age restrictions. I'm fine
No one
with
has
that.
a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's go.
But treating this like,
I mean,
you're holding a little bit of Delta 8 that'll make you go to sleep for a little while, like it's fentanyl. It's like you're a dumbass.
Hey, but let's just call the dynamism of our legislature. We're talking about something they couldn't get ahead of, just like gambling.
Mm-hmm.
They could have figured this out years ago. It's the same thing. They just kick the can and look where we are.
Yep.
And Tate Reeves, or your buddy Tate over there, is cutting state tax.
Yep.
I mean, what the hell's going on, guys? I mean, get it together. Oh, and by the way, you talking about another thing that's really crazy is how antiquated. My sons play baseball and stuff. How antiquated our high school association is.
Yeah.
And what they allow and don't allow. Do you realize? And this is completely off the subject. Do you realize, like in Georgia, you can get NIL. In Louisiana, you can get NIL as a high school.
High school, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying that hasn't been addressed. Then on top of that, you're able to do certain things while you're playing school sports in Georgia and stuff, but you can't do it in the state of Alabama.
Yep.
Because we're under
There's no
the
standard.
junior high school rule. It's ridiculous.
Yep, there's no
get
standard.
stuff fixed, people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't get it, man.
But, we might have gambling this time.
Nah, we won't.
And they'll sell it as a clean lottery, and it'll be the biggest crony
Yeah,
piece of
we ain't going to get it.
shaving cream you've ever seen.
But again, Mississippi did it just a few years ago. I mean, I know they have full gambling, but they have a lottery too.
Yeah.
Now.
And a lottery's a deal. If you don't want to participate, you just don't. It's not a forced tax on anybody. You don't want to participate, don't buy the ticket.
Yeah, if Alabama was a particular body part on Kim Kardashian, we'd be the caboose.
Oh, no doubt.
And we're very proud
I
of
don't
it.
even know if we're the caboose.
Man, look at
I
that.
think we're like-
Look at that shelf that is Alabama. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, this could have been discussed years ago, and they didn't do it.
But you're right. They kick the
And
can down the road, and they constantly do that until they're behind the 8 ball.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's outgrown itself.
Yep.
Here it is. It's all over the place. Now what are you going to do? How are you going to get that cat back in the bag?
Yeah.
You going to ban it? Good luck.
Yeah.
We'll
go
see.
to Florida, go to Georgia, go to Mississippi.
Just like getting the lotto.
But great reporting by Craig Monger. Great write-up. It felt like we were in the room there a little bit. So
I like that.
Me
I like
too.
to see that's the stuff you get at 18-19 News, right?
Yep.
there you go. And well balanced. You got
Sure.
quotes from both sides of it and all that.
Yeah. And we can always disagree about like that. That's good stuff. I'm sure no other media outlet will be covering it.
You're probably right.
Well, I appreciate the
Yeah.
call, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, y'all have a good one.
See you, brother.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm good. We have to accept and understand that anyone in Alabama that is educated and informed about politics knows that this is a pay-to-play state.
Yep.
Anytime you hear something that outlandish, outrageous, you have to think of what politician is financially going to be able to benefit from this type of discussion, this type of bill.
Yep.
So every time this comes up, you have to consider this is going to enrich a politician and their family, and we have to accept that, and we have to address it as well as we have to discuss it, because a lot of times it's not discussed. It's just the frustration is overwhelming without the realization that someone is going to make a lot of money, and we don't talk about who that might be. I'm going to hang up and listen to your response.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you,
well,
Jeff.
my response is you're just spot on.
Oh, you're exactly right. 1,000%.
It's like, even if you're, say, wanting in favor of legalizing vices, as people might understand them, it'd be one thing to just like legalize. It'd be like we don't agree with that choice, yada, 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 but go ahead. And we'll have essentially bare bones regulation, basic common standards, and let the free market work.
Okay.
Not how it works with anything.
Nope.
It's like if we're going to get the government in here, what we'll do is we'll just get a few favored players, or we'll purposely restrict the number of people that can actually play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we as the middlemen get our cut.
Of course.
So this thing that's such a vice, well, at least we can make money off it as the state. It's just it's too cute by half.
I mean, Alabama's just we're so damn hypocritical. No gambling state, but we got casinos.
Oh no, and don't get me wrong. Watching March Madness, it's absurd that you can't just straight up, unless you have some way of getting around it online.
You're exactly right.
I just being able to bet on sports. I know a lot of folks are already betting sports.
It's just so many. That's what kills me. So many things that we outlaw and act like because it's outlawed, we don't do it. People go buy lotto tickets. People bet online. People smoke pot. It's just like it or not. Now, I don't think we should legalize everything like Oregon did. I thought that was the dumbest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as adults, you do come to some type of compromise at some point. And we're just not there. We're not even close to it.
Maybe you and I should start like a new sort of like Democratic Party around here.
Nah.
Yeah, let's just do a heel turn, become Democrats.
Look, I'm getting older.
But like cool Democrats that are like live and let live. We're not going to overregulate you. We're not going to bitch and moan about the inequality and stuff. We're just going to be like,
I would rather,
we like freedom.
I would rather just be a pain in the butt and they pay us to go away, because then you don't have to come back. You can just take the money and go away. And as a guy who's getting older in life,
It's just that right now some of the Democrats are making too much sense. They want to cut taxes. They want to not regulate stuff. I'm like, man.
now that's something unique to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Those Democrats are here in Alabama. Democrats outside of Alabama, I think, are some of the craziest folks ever.
Mm-hmm. Now, where we would disagree is like, I don't like this game, but let's just, and Republicans do it too, just get Uncle Sam to pay for all sorts of stuff. That's the trick.
No. Because when you get him to pay for it, he's going to bring his guys into. And he's going to bring his deep pockets into.
272-9228. Hey, let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's us?
Hey, this is Woody.
Hey, Woody, how you doing, man?
I'm fine. I didn't know pot was illegal.
Most people don't, especially in Montgomery.
De facto,
I think we had a pot mill here. The way it smells half the time in this town.
Perpetual spring. It's lovely. City of dreams.
Yeah.
All right, I just messed with y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Woody.
Yeah, it's just silly.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't think I ever will.
No, I think there are a lot of folks and who come by it honestly, and they're like, you don't do any of this stuff. Don't do any of this stuff. Teetotal.
Oh, yeah. I've had them in my life, and they're fine people. Nothing wrong with them. But I don't let those people dictate to me what I'm going to do.
Well, and, and some people go too far with this stuff, like with the drinking and the smoking and the womanizing and the sleeping around and the just
Everybody
being
was 18 years old at one
time. But, I mean, aren't those people fun?
Yes.
What about the fun? Like, Uncle Tony's a big screw up. You can't really trust him, but he's kind of fun to have around at least.
Sure, he has
if you
a
keep
purpose,
your thumb on
but you're
him.
hoping that Uncle Tony eventually, finds his way to the Lord.
Well, hopefully, but I mean,
but in the meantime, do you damn him to hell, or are you still?
No, and I don't mean this as a joke. My favorite people are the folks who lived the hard, crazy life. They really did change. They really were born again, and they live on the straight and narrow now. But they aren't ignorant of the other things that are out there.
They know the traps that they fell in and the traps that are just out there. Period. Yeah.
Right.
They don't have the blinders on.
Right. It's just politics, man. We'll see if it passes. I guess they'll have to vote next Wednesday on this.
So what's going to happen? Like if they're going to vote on it and you're a store owner, do I sign a new lease? Do I buy more product? Do I put all my product on sale?
Yeah, we got a few stores here in Montgomery.
Right. If they suddenly make it illegal, are they going to come raid my store? I was perfectly legit yesterday.
Well, the law change. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey. Hey, it's Josh.
Hey, Josh.
How are we doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
Actually.
Oh, I'm doing okay. Just listening y'all reflect on that crackpot. Didn't we have a big issue with Carly's Law? Wasn't that for the young lady that was suffering for the severe seizures, and they were trying to
Yeah.
get everything passed?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to Publix right now to pick up pharmaceutical medicine to prevent me from vomiting every morning right now. That could be eased by something else. And I think in the state of Alabama, there can be more of a concentration of 3% of THC. If that guy went to Florida and see what they're, delivering at Trulieve, 83, 93, plus, certain CBD practices, he would lose his mind, man.
It's just a reminder that the long political culture of this state is sort of the progressive, controlling mindset, just with so-called conservative values.
Yeah, and unfortunately, but hopefully something will change. Like I say, anybody can abuse anything that they want to. Some people need medicine, some people take it for recreational purposes. Some people, It's funny in Millbrook, right by food outlet, and you got an ABC store right next to it is a business right over there, right next to it. One of the
and think
CBD,
of
whatever.
the spinoff effects. Like, how's this going to hurt the food industry? And the snack industry?
Sure.
I'm telling you, that just trickle down economics.
Yep.
I mean, there is some truth that it's a bit of a gateway drug. It's a gateway to man boobs.
Yeah.
And a gateway to enjoying bad TV.
You're saying Meatloaf smoked a lot of pot?
Yeah, especially for that role in Fight Club.
Yeah, he really prepped for that role.
Yeah, crying in between Bob's massive heaving. Yeah.
I can go for some meatloaf right now. All right, guys. Well, let me run in here and pick up this pharmaceutical medication.
All right. Take care, Josh.
One day, I hope you don't have to do that, sir. Let's
See you,
go
brother.
to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, guys. There's always the other side of the coin.
Oh, sure.
You got to have a little bit of perspective, and that's just the way life is. Yeah, freedom. Okay, Katie barred the door. Let's let it all go. Let's let it all hang out. Drugs, marijuana, alcohol, whatever, gambling. But whether you want to admit it or not, those kind of vices, especially when are just let run rampant, have downsides. Big time downsides.
Sure, most vices do.
And the taxpayer is going to be picking up that bill, especially for children that have been, left behind in families and irresponsible parents. We're going to pay for it. We're going to pay for it. If that is the way to do things, then you got to understand that the taxpayers in this state are going to be paying for it. So if you're going to do that, then all of these social, safety nets, you're kind of going to have to let them go. Because let's say, as an employer, want to hire somebody up, he's smoking pot on the job, or he's high, or he's drugged out, or drunk, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to, as an employer, say, look, you can't do that.
Yeah, even
I'm
in
not
states
gonna
where it's
hire you.
completely illegal, you can still say you can't do that.
Usually sign the paperwork
Well-
on day one, lets you know you can't do that.
I understand, but I'm just using it as an example. Okay, maybe it wasn't the best example, but I think what I'm trying to say is all the people that would otherwise have various safety nets, you're not going to be able to count on those anymore. Now, I don't think the taxpayer should be responsible for it. Why should I pay for somebody else's bad behavior?
I agree with you on that 1,000%.
There are other considerations. My point is this: there are other considerations to this, little equation. It's not just as simple as, letting it all
hang out type thing.
Yeah, but I also think
So
it's
where am I-
absurd. Not anything you said, but from the story we read, it's like folks have this binary on-off switch, and it's like this is psychoactive, so it's at the same level as like fentanyl or cocaine or like anything else out there. Like it's just in the category of bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's different types of drugs, there's different types of things all sorts of people fall into. And honestly, these stores have been operating legally for a
Couple
while
years right
now in the state. And I don't see some big pull down on the taxpayer. And then there's also the cost to actually implementing new rules from the state. There's the cost of the regulation. There's the cost of all these new regimes where people that run these things get their cut. So there's cost every which way.
Well, I mean, I'm going to tip the hat to you on some of that, not all of it, some of it, because honestly, marijuana, I mean, when I was in college, I tried it a couple of times. I don't see where it, it's a big benefit to society. And plus, the places where it has been tried to just legalize it, before we go to those streets, you want to see poop on the sidewalks and, people just kind of dozed out right in the public.
I don't know if that's the case on just marijuana laws. Now, there are some like Colorado and Oregon that have kind of went over the top with the, and even California went over the top of that. So, yeah, you do see that. But not states. Too many states have legalized marijuana that don't have that issue. Their biggest issue is they're bringing in so much money from tax revenue right now.
Well, I think I think it's a subject for debate, whether they do it or not. There are downsides, I guess, maybe either way, if you're going to talk about liberty and freedom and that kind of thing. But I'm telling you right now, the downside is very, very bad. And we kind of need to think about all of it before we just jump off into it, I think. So, anyway,
Appreciate
that's
the
the way
call.
I feel about it. All right, bud.
See you, Puppy.
Well, the status quo right now is it's legal. It's been legal for years. And all of a sudden you're like, well, we can't have this. I'm like,
can't have this
where's the poop on the streets?
We can't have this unless we tax it so I can make something off of it.
Am I on now?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, Pamela.
Good to see
I
you.
came into a good part of the conversation
Yes.
because you know what I want to point out?
What's that? What's
Look at what alcohol has done to the society.
That's what I compare
and
all the
it
time.
is completely legal. It's
what they're wanting to do now, and you tell me, do you think those gummies and things they want to take off the shelf are better or worse or the same as alcohol?
It depends on the person.
Yes.
But I would say they're the same. I don't think they're better or worse. Some people they may be better.
Right.
Some people they may be worse.
But there are people, and what I'd look into is with epilepsy, and I also look at a lot of disabled vets. They have
Pain
found
management?
that right. They've found those CBDs that work for them where nothing else did, and now you're going to take it away.
It would be like alcohol, where you
Yeah,
have
suddenly-
an honor or moral code along with it, where you use it responsibly. What works with your lifestyle, your job, your responsibilities, so it doesn't get in the way of all that.
And let's be honest, what didn't they close down during COVID? Liquor store.
Right.
And we passed delivery of that stuff.
Yeah.
Why can't my gummies be delivered to me, KIV?
Right. I just don't. And maybe, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I've never heard of anyone just having huge gummy issues. And I know they'll say
they
what
have great sleep.
yeah. I don't know. I see it as a big Buzz Killington. And I also am a big believer if, there are choices you make that have consequences.
Exactly.
And
Oh,
your
yeah.
consequences are not mine and not my responsibility to take care of. I mean,
Right.
that's where I'm at.
I got to hit a break.
Break.
First, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, and they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help out you fellas. If you're feeling just run down and tired all the live long day, physically and mentally exhausted, seeing loss of muscle mass, seeing weight gain, especially around the middle, it's just getting thicker. Maybe you get the turkey neck thing. You get the double, you get the double
Got
chin.
more chins than it, yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah.
That's an old school one. Would you come up with that one when you were high, smoking your dope?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But You're seeing weight gain. You're seeing loss of muscle mass. You're never in the mood. You have no sex drive to speak of. You're just kaput. Yeah. Like in general. Well, why not go by Montgomery Men's Health? Because knowing whether you have low T is huge in combating a lot of these issues. And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And they have low T treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health. If that is indeed your problem, it can truly change your life. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym, better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism. You usually even notice an increased libido. And you can actually book the same day you call. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
It's the best sale of the season during Cafco's Spring Open House. Save on Easter and home decor, floral supplies, and gifts. Find inspiration for your home in our new merchandise. Visit daily for door prices, new deals, and surprises throughout the store. Saturday, join us 10:30 for a wreath-making demo by Karen Gresham and music by Brian Brantley, noon till 3. Shop our Spring Open House Thursday through Saturday from 9 till 5 for huge savings on our already low outlet pricing. Cafco Outlet on the Wetumpka Highway.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Did you know the current national average turn time to close on a mortgage is 48 business days? But not at Alabama Home Mortgage. At Alabama Home Mortgage, our average close time is 16 business days. That's a month faster than the rest. How do we do it? With over 60 years of combined experience in the industry. Our team knows mortgages. Our years of experience yield a better experience for our customers. Folks, time is money. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, don't waste time with another mortgage company, bank, or credit union. We close on time, every time. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our fast turn time is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that is bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. You're thinking of selling your home. Here are several ways to improve the look of your home and possibly the value. Number one, improve the curb appeal with trim bushes and cut the grass. Repaint the exterior where needed, and if needed, paint your front door. Number two, declutter the inside of the home by removing items that are not needed off countertops, dressers, and the den. 3, paint walls and trim where needed with a fresh coat of paint in a light color that will show off your home. 4, clean your oven and microwave inside and out, make it shine. Number 5, professionally clean carpets or shine the wood floors with a polish or Bono. 6, clean out all closets or unwanted clothes, shoes, belts, hats, and donate them to a local charity. Finish any leftover repairs now, doorknobs, light bulbs, and closet doors. For a complete list and an in-person evaluation and consultation, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Rich Thomas Weather, brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing.
Hey, this is Robbie Clark. Spring is almost here. Stay cool with a spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give us a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We are having a very warm first week of April, and that's going to continue. Even the nights are mild. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low temperature down to about 67. Tomorrow, I think we make the upper 80s again with a good bit of sunshine and near 90 degrees for the first time in 2025 on Friday. How about that? Risk of some widely scattered showers holds off till about Saturday, but showers and storms become likely on Sunday. From the National Tropical Weather Conference, South Padre Island, Texas, Rich Thomas for Blue Water Broadcasting.
You can make your ASC loan payments from your phone anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. www.yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
ASC Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASC.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Oh, look at all these calls.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Yep.
Like a doobie. Let people have these dummies legally. They might make crappy bumper music.
Ooh, they might. Or they might make some good stuff. You never know.
You can't do anything on this thing. And it's not like it enhances certain other experiences. Let's go to Eric the dog. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Hola.
What up, dog?
How y'all doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
Good.
Busier than a one-legged man in a posterior contest.
Well, you busy then?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Good old Hopalong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, good old peg leg. Hey, easy. I was just going to remind everybody, for those who are intent on, don't want to share the cost of other people's problems. I give you government-run health insurance. Congratulations, you're already paying for other people's issues.
This is true.
You can't dodge a sandwich. You can't dodge work, or you dodge work all the time. We take on other people's costs for their poor behavior all the time.
Right.
Insurance rates, car insurance prices.
Yep.
Hit and runs in Montgomery, Alabama are out of control.
Yeah.
I know this firsthand.
Yep. What can they do? You got enough cops to do nothing about it.
Well, I was in a wreck a couple months back. Somebody T-boned me, and they took 3 hours for the cops to show up. And that's not a joke. 3 hours. And I watched a few drive by on their way to other more serious accidents. So.
Well, and also this would be different. It's not like this stuff is illegal and people want to make it legal, and we're like, we might go into this brave new world. No, it's been legal for years.
Yeah.
You can actually case study it. There's enough data out there. I'm sure you can case study if you want to do.
Dude, I'm a case study. I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't care. The pain, they have made it so difficult to get pain medicine without and relief from pain,
right,
without going to a friggin' a state-sanctioned drug dealer, that it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need somebody to tell me what my level of pain is. I don't need somebody to tell me how many beers I can drink. I don't need anybody to tell me how many gummies I can eat. It's me.
Mm-hmm.
It's on me. I don't need the government to tell me that stuff any more than I would tell somebody that, that I see hop out of a car with a handicap sticker that runs to the front door, that they're not handicapped in some form or fashion. So I think we just need to, before you want to go banning something, just imagine if it goes poorly. Imagine, they take Ozempic off the market, or they decide that this diabetes drug isn't right and they need to do something with it. And now it's a class 3 and they raise the price $400, which basically puts out a lot of people's ability to get this pain management stuff. They need to keep their nose on their face and out of my business and everybody else's.
Yep.
Less regulation and leave me alone. I mean, the stuff grows out of the ground. It's not like I have to have a horticulture degree to grow it.
Right. Well,
I mean,
it's great hearing from you, man. It really is.
Yeah, I miss y'all. I'm going to come by and hang out. Dude, I can't. Just my job. Right now, I've got people walking the door. I can't. All right, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you too, dog.
He's a gainfully employed, hardworking fella, and he don't want people telling him what he can do with his own.
That's so bad?
Yeah. Let's go to Kilroy. Hey, Kilroy.
Afternoon, gentlemen. You know the difference between a drunk driver and a stone driver? The drunk driver is going to run that stop sign. The stone driver is going to wait for the stop sign to turn green.
You keep knocking, but you can't come in.
And I heard that joke somewhere long time ago. And then in college, I learned that that's true because that sign never would turn green.
Yeah, I know. And you're waiting, but you're like, man, this album's great. Breakfast in America. I didn't know Supertramp was this good.
Supertramp rocks.
Yeah. Take the long way home,
Long Way
indeed.
Home, baby.
Yeah.
Hello, stranger.
Mm-hmm.
It's take a little medicine and put on Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. Yeah,
What's
put
wrong
on
with
Dark Side of the Moon. Just the lunatic is on the grass. Yeah.
It just doesn't hit the same with on alcohol.
No, it doesn't. Especially if you're really drunk and you listen to Great Gig in the Sky and that woman starts screaming and wailing, you're like, what in the world? What's this fresh hell?
That's right. But no, seriously, alcohol is way worse than marijuana ever thought about being. Marijuana doesn't make people violent like liquor does. It doesn't tear up the inside of your body like liquor does. And that's been legal since, 21st Amendment?
I'm pretty certain too much marijuana use and THC use does have its downsides. It does affect REM sleep. It does affect, especially if you're younger, prefrontal lobe development. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can be like, yeah, this is a problem. There's a weird illness where somebody's just throwing up because and you're talking about folks taking a lot of THC in a day. So, I mean, there are obviously downsides to it, but also at the end of the day, this ain't killing anybody.
No, and with anything, I mean, you don't want to overdo. I mean, certainly don't give it to the kids, but I mean, moderation in everything,
And don't hang out with Joey Diaz. That's just a good rule. Like, don't do the Joey Diaz thing.
Although if somebody doses you, call Joey Diaz.
We're going to see the devil tonight.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen.
See you, Kilroy.
Appreciate it, Kilroy. I've got another little break here. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
It's Johnny from Sinclair's on Vaughn Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East, Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat at 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. For over 21 years, Blue Water Broadcasting has been a proud part of the River region. We're not just a company, we're your neighbors. Our owners, air staff, account executives, and support team all live right here. We believe in this community, and we stand by our slogan, Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's cleaning service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bell's today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bell's Cleaning River Region.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Mark. Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. Hey, y'all's last conversation. Have you ever heard about that honey out of the Amazon that can make you high?
Yep. Or it's Mad Honey.
Mad Honey.
And they have to collect it off the side of mountains. And apparently what it does is it almost like makes your whole body feel numb. The folks who've talked about really trying big doses say it's not an enjoyable
you can take
experience.
too much of it. There's a guy out there that did the YouTube thing, and he went with the whole tribe and everything. Yeah, and they gave him too much. And at the end of the day, he's like, "Don't do this. This is not what I expected."
Well, I was just wondering because I saw you could order it, and would it be wrong if I got some crazy?
Heck no. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, but take a teaspoon.
Hey, yeah, just a little bit, baby, just a little bit. And make her the test dummy on this thing.
Well, I wouldn't say test
Honey,
dummy.
I made some specialty honey buns.
Right, honey buns. There you go.
They might make your tongue numb.
Well, like the other night, she made this hot honey chicken. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I could make some mad honey chicken.
That's right. You just tell her you're meeting her same energy. It's mad honey chicken. And then
I could
get the
invite
camera
mom
out.
and dad over. Really have a good time.
Yeah, I've been deep diving into shamanic practices. I think we can.
Oh yeah, I better not do that.
Yeah,
But I tell you what we have some mad pricing going on, especially all this vinyl plank. I bought like 7 different colors, 2 pallets of each. We have plenty in stock. We can get to you really fast if you selling a house, need to get turned around a little quick. If you're saying, hey, summer's right here, I really need to get these floors done. The kids are going to be out of school. Whatever the reason is, give us a call, 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement just that quick.
Again, that number, 285-8117. When you call them up at 285-8117, be sure to say, hey, we heard Mad Honey Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Guys, y'all have a great day.
See you, Ray.
And let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
What up, Sammy?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I'm Pamela.
Hi.
Hey, it was good to hear from Eric earlier. Excuse me. I'll beat up on him in a minute. But I just this whole thing about the gummies earlier.
Yes.
It hit me. They're shelf stable. Okay. Yeah, they give me an upset stomach, but I want to see them in the MREs. That's what I was getting to. I figure it's time that they make their field ration. I believe that'd be a good place for them. No.
I don't know if I can get behind that, Sammy.
Okay. All right. Well, our time's limited. Hey, I had a vision.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the shops being closed, and of course, for everybody, first thing I think of is Victoryland, but that's not really the same. But I had a vision of Mayor Reed. He's standing in the doorway of our local pot shop, and he's saying, "Do not pass," because he's been hanging out with his buddies from Chicago and the other big cities, and they're giving Trump grief, and they're not going to put up with Trump. So I see that, man. The shops will be all right because he's not going to let the feds through the door.
We'll see.
None of that made sense.
But we still love you, Sam.
Still love you.
I know. I'm grasping it.
I was driving in earlier and I heard you call into Alabama Unfiltered, and I'm like, that dirty dog. That dirty.
That was a pretty good one.
No, you're great. It's just that I say it with love. I'm like, yeah, there he is.
Tough audience. That's okay. We're going to work on it. I practice in the chat room. Anybody wants to come by, it's a fine, loving, welcoming place. We're all about doggone it, messed up my eloquent. Subscribe, like and subscribe. Joey Clark
Live on YouTube. Smash that like button. Appreciate it, Sam.
See you, Sammy.
Well, we're pretty much out of time here. We are out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time.
Did we learn anything? Not really.
Nah.
Yeah, it's more of the same.
Politicians suck. How about that?
Yeah. Anarchy. I'll make you an anarchist before it's over. Not one of those weirdos that goes and blows stuff up. I mean, like,
this kind of listen to cool music though.
Yeah, like good punk music.
Yeah. Okay. Right now, I'm good. Got me interested.
Anyway, on that note, we're out of here.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV